Hey, everybody, it's the Bennington Show. Tuesday. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
I am Ron Bennington. I am keeping an eye on this tsunami, and I will immediately allow everyone to know if it's coming in.
So it is, as of right now, it's still a warning post.
I think the suck is going on.
Okay. Yeah.
The suck is what lets you know tsunami may be coming. Maybe. Now, the water could come back, but very gently, or it could come in one giant wave.
So basically, earthquake. Are all tsunamis because of earthquakes?
No.
Okay.
Some tsunamis.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Some you could get one because of, maybe it's only earthquakes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that thing remember when the Tampa Bay drained out because there was a hurricane?
Right.
That could have came back as a giant wave. Now, would that have been a tsunami? I can't answer you. I remember when I took weather in school. I wasn't good at it.
There's different types of clouds. I know that. Different shapes.
I actually asked this question. How come every cloud doesn't have lightning? And is lightning personal? Chris Stanley in here with us today. I think you know Chris from his game show Trivia Now.
Trivia On, Ron.
Trivia On. And we got a cease and desist on that name.
What?
Yeah, there's a game show with that name already.
Bullshit.
Well,
wait, is that the new name? Is that your new catchphrase? It's bullshit. Where we ask a trivia question and you give us bullshit. And this is very exciting for two reasons today. Paul Morrissey is coming in today, and thank you, everybody. He is the big Highlander winner, and we will be presenting him with his Bo Jackson ball.
Woo!
And also, this is the person that Chris does the impression of.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
And
not that good.
What we're going to do is close our eyes and have each of them.
Okay.
I can't wait.
By the way, did you say anything besides I'm Paul Morrissey?
I'm Paul Morrissey.
I'm Paul Flim.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
So sorry.
I'm going to be on Tom Papa tonight.
Oh, sexually?
No. On the show, Come to Papa Live.
Who's all on it?
Tom Papa, Dan Soder, Dan Natterman, Dave Hill, Rich Voss, and Nikki Glazer.
Jeez, that's a great fucking show.
What a show.
Yeah.
And me, Paul Morrissey.
No.
That's the first time I heard "and me." That's the new part of that. What's everybody do on Come to Papa?
Sometimes there's music, there's stand-up.
There's sketch.
I guess, who's going to do music? Nikki Glazer?
I hope so. Or Dave Hill, possibly.
I mean, why are you trying to be real about it? Why couldn't we say Soder was going to do that song again like he did in fucking Hosted? Was that uncomfortable or what?
Oh, yeah.
Like for the first couple of, let's say first 30, 40 seconds, you're like, this is kind of fun.
It is in your range.
You're like, it's still fucking going on.
It's a one-note song and it's a one-note joke.
The bonfire's been off all this week, too. A chance for Big J just to keep yelling, Eagles, Eagles,
Good.
Eagles. Now, remember we saw the guy yesterday, the Eagles fan, hit the post as he was chasing it? There's another angle that's not so funny.
Why? It seems so funny from the angle.
I know. From the inside angle. Did we put that up on the iBang?
It is on the iBang.
Look at him. He was going out to the space. He never checks for a guy who wants to type the whole show. I'm Paul Morrissey. Never checks. All right, let me see it.
All right, this is the new angle.
Now, here's the downside of this. So you see it here, and it's all the same kind of fun. And there he is. He's yelling.
He's having a good time.
Yeah. And he's just trying to fire up everybody on the train. And for some reason, as the train's leaving, off he goes. Now watch this. He runs.
Oh, shit.
Hits it. Hits the track and is right there at the gap.
Dude, his head could have went right in the gap.
Dude, if that gap catches you, if you're between the train and the gap, this is a real thing, right? People have fallen down in there. The train's gone. They've gotten their whole body twisted.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. you're sitting there, nothing's happening, but you're dead, right?
Yeah.
They call your family to come say goodbye to you.
At the train station.
Yes, at the train station.
God.
They're not going to file them to
take you
the
anyway.
cops. Then when they pull the train back, you're gone.
Dead.
I would just be like, can we leave this train here for a while?
Just divert the other ones.
Why can't this train station be my home?
I live at the train station from the waist up.
It actually sounds like it could be like a good sitcom.
Yeah. Now,
Train.
yeah. You know how we always get mad at Vito for saying when he's on his way to the bathroom that he has to drop the kids off at the school, right?
So nasty.
Yesterday, Chris Stanley says to me, time for me to take care of some waste management.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
I despise that.
I thought I was being clever instead of, being very, blunt.
That is blunt, though.
Is it?
Waste management.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you're managing your shit. Oh, God, he's coughing again.
That cough.
I thought you were going to see the doctor.
I did.
And he saw me. The movie Arthur. What they tell you, you're in great shape.
He said, looking good,
Are you
Stanley.
going to be able to play the Super Bowl?
You're killing it right now, pal.
Chris isn't going to be able to play the Super Bowl. Why, did he get hurt? No.
Same as he always is.
Just not able.
Not able to run or get to a 3-point stance.
No. If I get into a 3-point stance, I'm not getting out of it.
All right, let's just imagine how much would we pay to have Chris Stanley just play D-back for one fucking ball?
I can't even imagine him doing like a lap around a track, let alone something.
How far do you think you can run, Chris?
Oh, like at full speed. Like I have fast acceleration.
Full speed.
I can accelerate.
No, I've seen you run across the street, and it looks like a guy who's never ran before.
Yeah, it's very strange because like just the legs are kind of going really fast, but it seems like the upper body stays in the same position.
It looks like he's running across lily pads to me. I bet you could run across the pond. God, there he goes, the cough.
Yeah.
I'm worried about it.
It's phlegm buildup.
Did they mention it?
Did they mention that rockabilly hair you got going with the little curl right there?
Like your hair's very healthy. Everything
They
else,
call you
not
Doug?
So much. I just call myself Doug.
You just said Doug?
He just said, Doug, you're very healthy.
Doug, you're very healthy. That's my doctor's little nickname for me. It's a little joke.
They asked if I ever had pneumonia, which I thought was a weird thing. Which I just said,
You look like somebody whose body has been riddled with
I
pneumonia.
might have walking pneumonia. I don't know. The doctor's being very
Well, then
vague.
I don't want you around me, man.
Well, you can't have walking pneumonia
They didn't
here.
say I had pneumonia. They just asked, have you ever had pneumonia? No.
We've never seen anything like this.
Why would you ask that? Just give me a straight fucking answer. You're a doctor, goddammit.
Was he just mumbling, "Dear God," as you looked at your chart?
There was some confusion.
Jesus, help us all.
Doug, when did you pass away?
Doc, I'm alive.
Just call him Doug. You have too many nicknames. You can't go adding Doug.
I got a new one a day, and I embrace them all.
All right, let's all try to give Doug a new nickname.
All right.
Vito, you go first.
Cholesterol, Chris.
It's so
Okay.
fucked up.
I think Petey Joe. I think just because I think it's cute on you.
I was going to go with Joey Chicklets.
That's weird. We both had a Joe
I know.
instinct.
I love chiclets.
We know, dude. You're talking about him all the time.
The weird thing is, any of these three nicknames, he'd start to answer to them pretty quickly.
No, I'm
Quick as
like,
he did, Doug.
We could all actually just have our own, and he would still just adapt to it. That's why he has so many.
I'm always saying where my chick's at, and I'm like, oh, my pocket.
Joey Chicklets. He's always eating chiclets, so we call him Joey Chicklets.
And I do swallow them.
Here's the weird
Ew,
thing about...
That's probably your health issue.
yeah, it's probably got stuck in your lungs. Joey Chicklets, here's the thing about him. He only has white chiclets.
Yeah.
Really?
He doesn't come with any other kind.
Don't like any other flavors. Straight white for me.
And he'll go into the fucking bodega like this. Albinos. And they have to know him.
Oh,
and have to
God,
throw
that's
him the
annoying.
fucking white chiclets.
Sanjeep knows.
Those
Like a
are
bodega boy.
the white ones are fun though, because then you can put them where your teeth should be. It looks like you have 2 bucks.
That's funny that you said where your teeth should be. Hey,
You know, Petey Joe has a lot of problems.
Jeff, Ottawa.
Hey, Ronnie. I was just going to say that whole getting twisted by a train thing.
Yeah.
There was an episode of Homicide: Life on the Street where Vincent D'Onofrio gets pushed into the gap and he gets twisted up by a train.
Oh,
Vincent.
how did you take that role?
Was he okay?
He's been through enough trouble with all those guys putting soap in fucking in pillowcases and beating the fuck out of him.
It was for his own good.
Go to sleep, fat boy. It's just a dream. Why would you say something
It's creepy.
so fucking weird like that while you're beating a guy up? Go to sleep, fat boy. It's just a dream.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It seems like what you would be saying while you were butt fucking him. It's a bad dream, then. It's a hurty bad dream.
What if we come from this hurty bad dream? I had a hurty bad dream last
All
night.
right, so they asked you if you had pneumonia.
They asked me if I had pneumonia, and then they want me to just get more tests because they don't know why I'm still coughing up all this phlegm.
One of those tests should be a driver's test.
I failed
It's
that
time to get
miserably.
you out on the road.
There's no chance, Ron. Not
Did
at
you-
this age.
Did they ask you about the quantity that you smoke?
Color. Oh no, they just said that because I
Wait, what you're gonna
Yes.
answer?
thought they asked about the color of what was coming up.
No.
Okay, come on, dude.
The
But they-
color, we've all seen the color. It's
Come
just straight red. Burnt red.
It's TB, I
Yeah.
think.
It's just old dead blood.
Pulling up in there.
A lot of it's just blood flakes.
That's good, right?
Doc, is this bad? I'm coughing up about 1.5 pounds of blood flakes a day.
Dry too.
Yes, they're flakes. There's no such thing as a wet fucking flake, Chris. Please don't be redundant. So what kind of test they want to have you do?
Cat
Fucking,
scan.
won't they fucking... Here's what they need to do. Get one of those things where you got to blow into a hose and see if you can hold the golf ball up.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you fucking 2 seconds.
No chance.
You can't make it through a laugh.
I know. The fucking cough isn't going away.
Speaking of which, this fucking idiot yesterday had me laughing so bad that I called Gail. Go and remember when Chris was trying to be the announcer
It was
for the
great.
thing. We were laughing our
we were
asses off. still.
dying.
Trivia on could have been something. It wasn't for this fucking cease and desist.
I don't think that's what was holding it back.
Really?
Here's where I think fucking Joey Chicklets is at his funniest. When he's sincerely trying to do something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like when he goes, like, here's a chance for me to grow. I really want to try it.
Yeah.
That's when I fucking laugh. Well, that's great for you, Chris. So you're going to get more tests, right?
More tests.
I'm going to call HR and say, fucking put a stop on it. It's wasting money.
Why?
Chris, you're too far gone. You outlived my expectations for you by a long time.
Well, that's positive. I'm still going.
All right, Carla Finch just said the only thing healthy about Chris is his appetite. Oddly, I don't even know if that's true. He has an unhealthy appetite.
Yeah, because you know why his biggest issue is that he actually goes a very long time without eating.
Yeah.
And then he eats a large quantity.
It's good for
Same
the
with
So,
time.
like, I'm hungry,
Yeah.
like, at least 2 more times, but for
Yeah.
the time that he has eaten. Like, he can hold it much longer, but then he's going to make up for lost time.
You
so
know,
that's, like, not really healthy.
I saw that fucking movie that was about Churchill. I forget the name. I think it's Darkest Hour, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Churchill, they would come into his room in the morning. They would have this big fucking thing of food and give him fucking liquor and a cigar. And that's how he would start his day. And I yell out in the theater, that's Chris Stanley with money.
Oh, hell yeah.
You would love that.
And that fucker ended up living to 90.
Yeah, he was pretty, I mean,
He was old in the
retired,
movie then.
Yeah.
He was old in the movie, which would have been 1940. He was like a crazy old man. He died in 1965.
That's so
It
weird.
looks like
yeah.
he was going to die any moment in the movie. And he mumbles, too.
Yeah,
Got the
because
mumble thing.
they kind of forced him to retire because they're like, you have days left. But he stuck around even like
He
much
didn't give a
longer after,
fuck.
after they forced him to retire.
Some fucking guys, they just go on. We'll probably have Trump till he's 95.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he'll fucking be tweeting every day for the next 25 years. Oh, the Academy Award nominations went out today.
Yes, they are out.
The big one for the world of comedy, Jordan Peele, Best Director, Best Writer, Best Picture, and I think there was one other.
Best Actor.
Actor, yeah. The actor got the nomination.
Who was the actor in that?
His name is
Now, how can you get a nomination?
Daniel.
People got to look up your name.
Daniel Kaluuya.
And then they were all excited because Greta Gerwig got nominated.
She did, yeah.
This in our time of no more, or whatever the fuck we say, Me Too, not time's up. So this is the thing, I believe. They're not going to give either one of them Best Director, but one of them will get Best Writer. Because they always try to take the young writer-director
Right.
and give them the Best Writer award.
Who else do we have in the Best Director category other than those two? Dunkirk, Nolan.
Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele, Paul Thomas Anderson, and For the Shape of Water, Del Toro.
So what do you think? You're thinking this is going to go to Del Toro?
They seem like they give it to a lot of Spanish guys. But I don't know why we took it away. Why did we go to somewhere else? Best Animated Feature all of a sudden.
He coughed and then hit the mouse, I think.
The thing is, I don't think that it's. I don't believe in the Christopher Nolan film. I don't think it's Paul Thomas Anderson's best or even most comfortable to understand film. Jordan and Greta both young. Del Toro made a fucking ridiculous movie about a falling in love with a fish.
Like a merman?
Yeah, merman. That's what it was.
Maybe Peele does have it.
Peele could get it because the film was a fucking mess. From a screenplay point of view, it was a mess and everybody loved it. But it made zero sense to me. Zero. Like, I felt like, am I putting more work into this than he did?
You know what? I feel like I have to rewatch it because I think watching it live, it was just such a fun experience. But now I want to rewatch it, not just as a fun experience, but as a movie.
But no one went around and thought, hey, should we give Mel Brooks a fucking award? You know what I mean? For strapping a bunch of jokes together. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I saw it. Now, I didn't see it in the theater. So I was sitting there going, he's all over the place with this.
Would you say then you think Greta Gerwig is a better choice of those two?
Oh, yeah. Greta Gerwig told that thing in her voice. It was a very small, precise film. You know, what more do you want? Now, somebody was telling me they had a problem with it. Voss. Because he's like, how many of these coming-of-age films have we seen? Seen it a million times. I'm like, yeah. But you've also seen a serial killer film before, and you've seen a fucking cowboy movie. You know what I mean? Like, the coming-of-age story gets told again and again for every generation.
And what the main change is the character. So there's a new identifier. You know what I mean? So this is a young girl who was a teenager in the early aughts, and that's going to feel different than a Holden Caulfield.
And but she's quirky like Holden Caulfield. She's and the film's told in Sacramento, and you never saw that before.
She also has some serious Max Fisher qualities as well.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But so does Greta Gerwig. Yeah. She's like real life Max Fisher. You know what I mean? Like, she's probably just got nothing but notebooks done in different color marker. Do you see any of these, Chris?
I've only seen Get Out.
Let's go to Best Actor. The Call Me by Your Name, I haven't seen that yet. Daniel Day-Lewis. The Get Out guy. Gary Oldman, Darkest Hour. And Denzel for a movie no one saw. Denzel is kind of becoming the new, I don't know, Tom Hanks. Like, let's, you know, everybody likes him. He's good.
To me, that kind of seems like we're talking Gary Oldman, and I haven't seen the movie yet, but just looking at...
I've seen the movie of Gary Oldman. I'm going to say this. Everybody makes a big deal that you can't recognize him as Gary Oldman because of the makeup and all that. And it's true. I don't even need that makeup. He could have just played that as Gary Oldman. I don't care if it looks like you weighed the same amount as Winston Churchill. I don't know why they're like, oh, you got to look like Winston Churchill. But then there's a scene that I guarantee you never took place. You know what I mean? Like, there's this scene that is suddenly so Lifetime movie in the middle of this tense movie. That it almost seems like it was made in 1940 to kind of rally the home front.
Right.
I'm like, I don't need to be rallied against Hitler. I get it.
He's bad.
Fuck him.
Say no more.
But yes, I would give it to Gary Oldman. Now, he's getting some backlash because years ago, he and his wife had the cops called to their house. So, you know, we live in the fucking Me Too world, so no one can get an award if that happened. Everybody feels sorry for Defoe because it looked like it was going to be his year, and now it looks like it's going to be Sam Rockwell's year. But they switch places on the supporters all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
You don't want to win a bunch of fucking awards for supporting when you're going up to it.
But I agree that between the two of them, that's probably what you're looking at. It's either going to be Defoe or Rockwell.
Well, you could see a Richard Jenkins, you know, because everyone's always liked him, and that movie got more nominations.
It did, yeah.
And it's probably not going to win any of the majors, so they might go, oh, we got to give it to that guy. They fucking surprise you with that one. Mary J. Blige in Mudbound. I didn't even know Mary J. Blige acted. They always love to give it to a pop star
I know.
who plays kind of weird. Allison Janney's probably a fucking shoe-in.
But I love Laurie Metcalf and Lady Bird. She's
Love her.
so good.
Love her. And Octavia Spencer always gets nominated for everything. And then Leslie Manville in Phantom Thread, she was like somebody nobody knew before. And it was one of those things of like, I don't know, Paul Thomas Anderson saw her somewhere and like, was like, yeah, I'm going to pick her. She didn't even know it. She was like, I don't know, like a stage actor in fucking Ireland or some shit.
That's crazy.
That's him. I think she was doing daytime TV over there or some dumb shit.
Are there any major snubs this year where you're like, oh, we thought that this would get more nominations or get nominated?
Yeah, The Post.
Oh, The Post.
The Post was kind of an old school. You know, we've seen that. You know, we talk about seeing that kind of movie before. It's like the press is good and they're staying on the story. You know, like Spotlight and all those kind of movies. All the President's Men. But for some reason, Spielberg and Hanks are out. Streep nominated. There's no chance she'll win this year, though. Sally Hawkins, Shape of Water, she's good and everything. Frances, the girl in Lady Bird, I never can say her first name.
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan. If I was fucking up there on stage, I'd go like this. And the winner is. Saoirse Ronan. Come and get your Oscar now.
I'll always remember it now because Lucas Hedges sang Saoirse like inertia when he was in here.
Good for him. What else is who else is up? Some people are saying Margot Robbie, the outside horse against Frances, because you know, she played fatter and redneck Southern.
Let's just give it to her then.
I will tell you this. I didn't like that movie at all. And like the 3 Billboard movies, I kind of think it treats Southern people like, well, in this case, they're not Southern, but they're fucking redneck, white trash. But it's like a stereotype. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't really understand seeing her as a sympathetic character. I
agree
still
with you 100%. They've brought her back to where people are like, oh, I love her. She'll probably be on Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah, I find that to be really,
she'll
really
probably
strange.
take a shit in the pool.
And we'll all remember why we didn't like
You don't
it.
have one goddamn person for Celebrity Big Brother?
No, I'm trying to find rumors and stuff, but they're being really secretive with this.
You know, it's your job to work the phones and find that out and break the story. And you're a journalist.
I bet they're still scrambling to even find people.
Why?
I keep saying that.
That's
Why
a
do
good
people
take.
think that?
Because if they didn't, they would have announced some people to get people
No,
talking
when
about it.
in Big Brother have they ever been like, hey, it's a month before the show, let's announce
This
the
is
cast?
Celebrity Big Brother. It's different.
Yeah, they don't
No
want...
one cares.
Yeah, but I think-
No, you probably have to sign a thing that, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a surprise when they do it in the UK, right? When they do the celebrity Big
It's
Brother.
not even Big Brother over there.
It's all fan votes.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That blows.
And they don't even compete, do they? Just sit around and like.
It's just like the crazier you are, the farther you go because people are entertained by you. It's nothing.
Ugh.
There's no strategy.
The Brits. There's certain times I wish Nazi Germany would have conquered them.
Oh my God.
You know why I'm still thinking of that movie? That's why. Still thinking of Darkest Hour. A bunch of them wanted to just surrender to Germany.
Yeah.
They said, and they'll let us run our thing. We owe them money or whatever, and it's to be the same. And they say like a lot of the I think George Orwell even talked about it. Like regular people, I'm like, what the fuck do I care?
Right.
I'm fucking, I'm poor. There's already an elite class. Who do I care who the elite class is?
Yeah.
Not like Americans.
No. Anti-Nazi.
Mm.
Well, we were then.
Yeah, we were then. Now we're kind of a little more pro.
It's like, hey, they need a voice too.
No, they need a voice. And plus, they keep the neighborhood nice. They keep the neighborhood from changing. That's all I really want out of my Nazis. I like when someone says Nazis.
Nazis. Killing Nazis.
Vito, if you had to make one pick for Celebrity Big Brother, who would it be?
So they just had 2 people from Big Brother on this MTV show, The Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to go after one of those guys, and it's going to be Johnny Bananas. So don't be surprised if you see
I don't know
a
who
Johnny
Johnny
Bananas.
Bananas
What
is.
is that?
He's just a reality star.
Then that's not fucking celebrity.
No.
Yeah. If they just pack this with reality, people,
I'm out. I will be out.
Furious.
That's what the British one pretty much is, I think.
I don't
Well,
want
I
to
don't
fucking.
want
We're not
that.
British, dude. We're
I know
fucking
you're not-
America. Red, white, and blue.
I know-
These colors don't fucking run. Yeah, got it.
I know that we're not going to get A-list celebrities, but it should at least be like the Surreal Life or whatever they call that.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like where it's like,
Give me like a-
C-list.
A Tara
people.
Reid. A Tara Reid would be.
I would go with Tara Reid.
I would be very happy to see it.
I'd be a Tara
Tara
Reid, maybe Kip Winger. You know what I mean? You bring back a hair metal guy. I think this one would be a great one, and a lot of people would tune in. Ivanka Trump.
That would be awesome.
love
If we
to
could
see
get
that.
Ivanka.
I'll be
Not her
watching.
little sister, though.
Tiffany?
Wait, that actually might be better.
Tiffany?
Tiffany would be hilarious.
I haven't seen her since the election.
I know. And also, you remember when that story came out about Trump with the porn star? And then one of the things he was like, you remind me of my daughter. I thought it was funny. No one even thought, like, did he mean Tiffany? It's like, no, of course not.
I initially thought he meant Eric.
I was like, poor Tiffany.
Beep, beep.
Mickey Rourke be in the house?
Who?
Mickey Rourke.
He's too big a star.
Yeah.
But he's not doing much right now.
Yeah, but that
I'd like
doesn't
to
mean
see
you're going to
him,
be a
but-
fucking circus animal.
Yeah. Give me like a Lindsay Lohan. I think there's a shot there.
I think she's
No.
like...
She
she's
doesn't
too
even live
big
in
of
this
a
country
disaster.
anymore.
Yeah.
She lives in Dubai.
Plus, she's snake bit right now.
Yeah.
She's still crazy.
I don't want that snake bit bitch in there.
Sweating it out. She's still sweating poison out.
I need my people up and moving. Man, it's going to stink. Let's face it.
There's going to be 3 people now. So that's the only people they've gotten so far. It's going to last fucking a week and a half.
What?
I think if the Patriots lose the Super Bowl, you could see Tom Brady in there. Because he's trying to push that
That would be
diet that he
great.
has.
Yeah, TB12. I'm thinking about going on it, you know?
Are you really?
Oh, yeah. I think you get a lot of avocado ice cream. Sure.
Are you joking? Because that
Yes.
would be great. Oh, I'd be so excited.
I couldn't handle TB12.
I'll look
You
up
don't even know what it
TB12.
is.
I think you get no fried foods, so that's a problem.
Avocado ice
That's
cream.
going to be
sounds
every
good,
diet that exists, Chris.
Bullshit.
There's no
There's
fried
not a
food
fried
diet.
chicken diet.
Is there like cheat days?
No.
This diet lets me eat lots of dairy and fried food.
You're not going to get a cheat day with your blood pressure as high as yours. A fucking M&M can put you into a stroke. Oh, please don't cough again.
I'm trying
I'm
not
so
to.
concerned about you.
Oh,
I need some chiclets.
You're back on that, Joey?
well, that's him.
Victor in Long Island.
Hey, Bennington.
Yeah.
How are you? Maybe when Chris goes to the doctor, he'll find out it's not the walking pneumonia. It might be the boogie woogie flu.
I mean, if this was, I guess, 1958, this call would be amazing. I don't know what to say, though, Vic. I really don't. Here's our old pal, Photoshop Mike.
Hey, fellas, what's happening?
Hey.
Listen, you guys brought up the train before with, kind of getting caught between the train and the platform.
Yeah, we did.
That happened to me. It happened to me about 14, 15 years ago at Bryan Station, at Bryan Park. So I'm running down the stairs trying to catch the train. There was some kind of oil over the platform.
Oh, God.
So it was right there. I couldn't see what was going on. I wound up sliding right into the door of the open train. Next thing I know, my left leg is right in between the train.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
And I'm essentially sitting on the platform, and my foot is dangling, not quite touching the bottom of the well there, right? So the next, I don't know what's happening. The next thing I hear is bong bong, and the door is starting to close. I lean forward, the doors touch my shoulders, open up again. And people are in the train watching me. Nobody gets up to help me. It's like 12:30 at night. I finally pull myself out of this hole, hobble into the train. The train car is covered with that same, like, Western kind of oil. I make my way home. I call up the MTA, complain about the oil slick. No one says anything. There's no mention of oil anywhere and whatever. I go to the doctor. No broken legs, no nothing. But then I wound up having, like, just black and blue going all the way down to my calf of my left leg to halfway up my back on my right side. I called every lawyer I knew, but because I hadn't broken anything, no one would touch it. But a week and a half later, some very fair sized woman winds up falling in between tracks somewhere else in the country. She dies, and then they started putting those planks of wood in between the bridge and the gap. But it was only a week and a half before she passed away that I let somebody know that this is a possibility, because I fell in there. But my friends sitting there, they're laughing at me because I'm on the ground. But had I leaned backwards instead of forward, keeping the door from closing, it would have taken my leg right off. Like, no question.
And you would have made some money.
Dude.
It would have probably taken you 15, 20 years since you're dealing with the city and the state.
Yeah, they don't give up cash.
Yeah, well, yeah, Chris would know it totally, man. It's the scariest moment of my life, and the fact that you guys weren't about to share that with me was crazy.
Dude, I'd never heard that story from you. That's insane.
Yeah.
And that's unbelievable. I mean, really, I'm sorry you didn't get any money, but you should be counting some kind of blessings.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, listen, my entire left side behind was not just black, it was black. And I took Polaroids at the time. It was like, I thought I had something going on there. I was lucky to get out and walk away from that whole thing. It was scary as hell.
All right, thanks, man. Peace.
Take care, guys. Bye.
That is so scary. I love the New Yorkers just sitting there like,
I don't think I'd be getting myself close to it.
Screwing up our commute.
What is this, some kind of street art?
Now, I got this email asking me if I heard about this in the South. People used to get like a root beer, a great soda, and a pack of peanuts and pour the peanuts into the soda. I know a guy who did that when I was a little kid.
Wait, what is this?
He would pour his peanuts into like his Coke. And then he'd be drinking his Coke and eating some peanuts at the same time.
And then the peanuts are getting just like...
Yeah. So I said to him, I go, I remember I was a little kid. I'm like, that's odd. He's like, people dunk donuts, don't they? And like, first of all, you're a fucking grown-ass man. And you're coming at me like there's no tomorrow. Let's slow it down. I'm still learning a lot of things. I haven't even heard the term locust tree yet.
I've never heard of that.
Food combinations. It's salty and sweet. It's what people do all the time now.
It makes sense, but it's, to me, there's something texturally strange about just having the crunchiness at the bottom of your drink.
Yeah, you're having a nice, wet, crunchy, salty, sweet peanut.
It also seems like a choking hazard.
Oh, everything is. You should not be swallowing down your breathing hole. I don't care what anybody says.
I remember
That's
dipping
bad design.
cheese doodles, cheese puffs into Sprite.
That's disgusting.
That's really gross.
As a small kid, because I love cheese puffs.
Yeah.
Dip them into the Sprite and have a nice soggy.
They're going to evaporate as soon as you touch it in there.
Yeah.
That puff is not structurally strong enough to hold up with this.
Like, remember when that little raccoon went to go, like...
Oh, yeah, that was the saddest thing ever.
It was like, this is so cute.
Yeah, what did they... Oh, was it cotton candy?
It was cotton candy.
Tried to wash it off.
He tried to
It
rinse
just
off.
disappeared.
And then it went... like,
No, you can't dip a fucking cheese puff.
I would do
Maybe
it
a hard doodle.
No, I would never do the hard doodle. I was straight
Why?
puff.
The doodle could actually stand with
Can I
being a
say
little
this,
softer.
though? I agree with Chris. A cheese puff delicious, although they never give it to adults. You know what I mean? But a cheese doodle? Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
I prefer a doodle to a puff.
That's crazy.
I really.
That's like eating a cheese stick.
I like a doodle.
It's like a branch that's cheese flavored.
Last time I ate cheese sticks, they gave me a terrible diarrhea. Never.
All right.
This was
There you go.
15 years ago. I remember.
15 years ago this very night, I shat myself thanks to Spratey cheese doodles.
Delivered to mom.
All right, let's look at fucking Vito right now. Do you think he's more of a puff boy or a doodle girl?
You know what? I'm thinking he's like me, doodle bug.
I'm going to say 100% he's a puffer.
He's a doodle girl.
I like to eat doodles with pretzel sticks.
Oh, with pretzel sticks.
Yeah, I like to get the pretzel sticks we have for free in the kitchen.
Those
and I
big,
like to,
thick ones?
I like to break them in pieces and eat them with the cheese doodles.
So if we're just talking alone, are you doodle or puff? Would you prefer to eat a doodle or a puff?
Yeah, why do we have to? Why are you derailing this?
That's the only thing.
You're going to end up getting Photoshop Mike's leg caught in your fucking bit.
That's the only time I eat them, so I go to doodles.
Your whole life, you've never had it without a pretzel.
I mean, I just prefer. Like, I like the doodles better than the cheese puffs. It's all.
That's all you needed to
That's all
fucking
you had to say. Just a doodle.
By the way, everyone needs to know this. The peanuts don't sink. They fucking float at the top. Float.
Oh.
Weird. That would weird me out.
And then you're just, enjoying it with the phone.
Though. I like to be able to drink at my own leisure. I don't have to be worrying.
You're taking your front teeth and scraping them in. Like a gentleman.
I feel like weird just like scraping up old soggy peanuts from the bottom because I'm going to go for
Well, we just tell you they're not at the bottom.
I don't think you're going to be able to get every. I don't think you're going to be able to get every
What
peanut.
don't you fucking get? Orman in Virginia. How are you?
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just having a Coke and peanuts like just a few minutes ago. So you got to do it with a regular Coke. Can't be a diet or Coke Zero.
Obviously.
Yeah. So just a 20-ounce bottle, one of the sleeves of salted peanuts. Take a swig of the Coke, you dump them in. And they don't float. They don't go to the bottom. They float on the top. So when you take a swig, you're getting Coke. Nice little crunchy treat for yourself.
How am I at this age of my life learning about this for the first time? I never knew people did this.
It really is more of an old school thing, though. It really is. It's back there with sardines. Orman, you're going into the pretty good prize closet.
Yeah, Orman.
For teaching these fucking animals how to enjoy all Coke and peanuts. You take a nice sip and then pour that entire sleeve down into that Coke.
What about just that peanut dust? Does that go in there too?
No, but it does flavor the fucking, you know what I mean? You're not eating dust, but it's flavor. It's giving a nice salty backwash to all of your. That's why you don't say to somebody, can I have a sip of your peanut Coke? Because you're going to catch probably a peanut that's been in the back of their throat and pushed back in again. Without even asking, Jen, do you think she's a doodle or a puff?
I see her as a puff boy.
Doodle girl.
I'm going to make this. I don't think she's tried either. You know what I mean?
It's very possible.
Jen?
I love puffs. Love
Nice.
I knew it.
That's
I
the
knew
better
she's
one.
puff.
Yeah.
So just me and Vito or doodle bugs?
Doodles are fucking disgusting.
They're whack.
Shut up.
It's like eating.
They're not whack.
It's like eating a cheese pencil.
Yeah.
And I think cheese balls suck terribly. I think the
I
puff
agree.
is straight. It's all you need.
No, I agree
Puff
with you
cheese
100%.
treats.
One of my earliest fucking memories was eating a cheese puff as a baby. As a baby. And I thought it was the most tremendous thing I've ever had.
Because it is.
Thank you.
It's the shit.
Still to this
I wish
day.
you were there. I wish you were there to fucking give me the guidance I needed.
Dip that in some Sprite.
Tim Houston, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I was calling about the peanuts and the Coke thing. I thought it was a Texas thing. My mom taught me or showed it to me when I was probably about 10, and I tried it, and it was the worst thing I've ever done. The salt from the peanuts just completely messes with the flavor of the Coke, and then you're eating while you're drinking. It was horrible. But she grew up doing it. You know, she was born in 1931. She grew up doing it. So.
See, that's, I told you, it's a very old school thing. It really is. And it's a way of getting your peanuts clean. Let's see. This, Diane B said this. Cheetos and a Sprite is a small kid. right.
That was a child.
What about all the stuff floating in the Sprite, though?
Stop being a baby.
It's fine.
Seriously, sometimes you're so fucking effeminate. I don't even know what to do about you. Maybe I should put you in a fucking skirt, let you go waltz around down in the village.
Okay. Make him do it, Rod.
All right. Since fucking Vito won't fucking, beat the bushes trying to find out, an everyday prankster said, rumor on the street is Rob Kardashian to do Celebrity Big Brother.
What?
No way. He's far too big for that.
No.
Heavy, you mean?
That's offensive, Vito.
The family.
Out of all the Kardashians, no one cares about Rob.
This is his
least
chance, important.
To get out there.
Yeah.
And who was he with? Carly B or somebody like
Black
that?
China.
Black China.
So fast. Let's take some time and enjoy ourselves, Let's converse. Let me get the B out before you're fucking correcting me.
I think he was with Rihanna.
See? Chris is a fucking pro, Vito.
Jen just whispered to me Black China might be rumored for Big Brother.
No way they put them in the same house.
All right, I just got a text that said that... Did Chris steal the lungs of a 90-year-old woman?
These are my own lungs.
Now, you got to go get an MRI to have your lungs looked at, right?
C-SPAN. Not a C-SPAN. CAT scan.
Did you say C-SPAN?
I said C-SPAN.
I'll be on C-SPAN. I'll have a doctor looking at me. While he's telling me this, because he's like concerned, I'm not making this up. He smoked 4 cigarettes, French inhaling each one.
Yeah. Well, I was concerned, Rod. Okay. And what's another 7 cigarettes going to do between now and Friday?
You're not going to only smoke 7 cigarettes.
You smoked 4 of them. You tell me, wait, you're going back in on Friday?
Yeah, Friday's the
What
CAT
time?
scan. Don't know. It'll be after the show.
That's not why he was asking.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys this. I got fucking jury duty again.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
That shit.
How long ago did I go?
I'd say 5 years ago.
You should be fine.
Five or 6 years ago.
I thought I was supposed to get 8. I thought it was 8 years free.
It's not been 8 years, that's for sure.
Now, here's the thing that I'm fucking looking at. I know that you can probably put it off a couple times before they come. You can call them and say, hey, I can't do it. Could you check back with me later? I'm reading the fucking thing because I don't want to fuck around because last time they put me on grand jury.
And they did it as a punishment.
Yeah, and it's not even like, look, I got a story why you don't want me on any jury. I'll just tell the fucking truth. But here's the deal. They then say, do not bring a cell phone to the court with you.
What?
Yeah.
They can't say that.
They do say it. They say it. That no computers and no cell phones. Like I'm going to be like this. Oh, I'm in a murder trial. The murder just... I don't give a fuck.
It's just regular jury duty, not grand again?
Yeah, I think it's just regular. But they're not going to put me on a regular fucking jury. But last time they gave me the regulars and then they said, fuck you, you go to grand jury. And I go, hey, I don't think I can, make it because of my job. And they go like this. You're either going to be on a grand jury or standing in front of a grand jury. And I go like this. I'm going to be on the grand jury. I want to judge others, not have myself judged.
Lest you be judged.
Ladies and gentlemen of the grand jury. I just didn't want to be on a jury.
I didn't want to be like one of you.
A lot of these people just go directly. They don't have a fucking problem with it, Yeah. Like all of us were like, oh my God, jury. Yeah. You see a lot of people are like, I find it interesting. And then those people don't get picked.
Yeah.
Because they want to be there.
The last time I had jury duty, the first case that they put it was a big room of possible jurors. They said, this is a murder trial and this man killed a cop. If you don't feel like you can handle that, then walk out of this room right now. 99% of us just got up and walked away. And then I sat there as we were all lining up to walk out. I was really judging those couple people who stayed. I'm like, why? Why are you staying? Like,
maybe they wanted to get a cop killer.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't think that, I think they already had a reason for wanting to stay. And the reason was like, I'm going to put this guy away. Instead of just being like, I feel like I'm the right person for the job. Then the next place they took us was for rape trial.
Oh God!
And immediately, this woman raised her hand. This was a female judge, so this woman raised her hand. We had just been through a thing where it's like, if you don't feel comfortable, go ahead and leave, and we're all allowed to leave. So this woman immediately raised her hand. She's like, I am a past victim of sexual assault, so I don't feel like this is like a good place. And she's like, sit down. This is you are meant to be here. Are you telling me that you cannot give someone a fair trial because you were sexually? And everyone just sat there like, we're fucked. We're stuck with this lady. We're stuck in this trial.
What is wrong with saying yes? I'm being triggered. It's a fucking thing.
She made her stay, and she was pissed at her.
This is why people don't come. People are afraid to be victims.
I was like,
well, not afraid to be victims. They're afraid to admit that they're victims. I wish I would have done it. I would go like this. Your Honor, I feel like I've just witnessed a second rape.
It was pretty rough. And then we're all like, fuck, we're really stuck here. And then, so they got rid of like half the people. Then I'm in that room. Then they put us in like group A, B, C, whatever. They start to interview each group. I'm in the last group. I don't get interviewed because they find enough people in the first like 2 or 3 groups that they interviewed. But I was like in a small group that could have been.
They almost put me on a, well, no, they were interviewing me. They didn't almost put me anywhere. And it was about a guy selling heroin, right? He gets busted, but it was close to a school. So they're asking me about it. And I'm going like this. Well, I live in Manhattan. I walk to work. There's almost a school on every block. Either middle school, elementary school, Catholic school, high school. You're almost always in a fucking school zone here. The guy's just selling heroin. He's not in the playground selling to the kids. He's selling it to another dude. Those kids were never going to see it. And he was like fucking freaked out over that, right? And then the judge is asking me about could I convict someone for selling heroin? And I'm like, it seems to be hypocrisy to me that you can legally sell alcohol, which is more deaths than heroin. It seems like heroin and alcohol are the same. He's like, I'm not asking you to change the law. I'm asking you, could you do this? I go, I just gave you the reason. You're not going to go in go after a bartender for selling fucking tequila to an alcoholic.
Right.
I mean, without the dealer, where do the junkies get their heroin?
Yeah, exactly. Who are they supposed to turn to?
Who are we to judge?
And where are they supposed to go?
Yeah. Now, all right. I see a lot of people want to bring up Joyce. It's different in New York. I'll just tell you that. It's fucking different here. Jay in Illinois.
Yo, what's up, Ronnie?
Hey, buddy.
So, back when I was in my early 20s, I got put on a jury, and it was a murder trial. I come from a very small town in Illinois, so we ended up finding the guy guilty. Now, at the end of this process, the lawyers, they have the ability to say they want to do what they call poll the jury. So, essentially, what you then have to do is they call your number, and you have to stand up, say your name in front of the guy that you just said was guilty.
Oh, Jesus.
Say, okay, this is my face, this is my name, and, when you get out of prison, go ahead and come find my ass. And I refused to do it. And I was like, and I bitched, and I griped back and forth with the judge about it. I was like, I'm not going to tell this guy my name.
He's killing people. He's a revenge killer.
Exactly. I was like, he's here for murder. Why do I want him to know who I am? I don't even want him to see me.
I should have a bag over my head right now.
And to me, that's just insane to do. Like, I don't agree with that at all. But yet, and she looked at me, she's like, you either do this or you're going to be held in contempt. I'm like, am I going to go to jail? Yes. Okay, my name's yada yada. There you go. Bye.
Yeah, it would be weird if you went to jail and were right next to that fucking dude.
Hey,
you like judging people, do you?
No, I don't.
It's not awkward at all.
All right, that's a crazy story, but I guess they have the right to know who's sending them to the chair. Fuck. State your name. My name is Chris Mad Dog Stanley.
What?
Mad Dog is a nickname I got from my friends, from my unpredictability and hot temper. I prefer Joey Chicklets, the man who enjoys chiclets. Look, here's my little thing when you're eating chiclets. Don't just have one, have two. It gives you extra flavor and extra weight. That's Joey Chicklets' tip of the day.
Always double down on your chiclets.
By the way, here's a fun fact. When you're done with your chiclets, the box could be used as a little harmonica.
People don't know about that.
I don't even know if you can find a chiclet these days.
They still sell them at newsstands across the country.
Across the country. This is the only place you're going to find a newsstand. You think there's a fucking newsstand in Iowa? You've never been anywhere but Queens. You're going
Where do people get their news?
They fucking bring the news to your home.
That seems too much.
You never had a paper boy in your life?
Never. I'm kind of proud of that.
That's not something to be
All right,
proud
so like in
of.
my building,
Yeah.
when I saw anyone who got the newspaper delivered, I like looked down on them. I'm like, you can't just go to the fucking newsstand, support the newsstand.
What?
The newsstand's like around the corner. They're too lazy.
How much money do you think they make off that fucking paper at the newsstand?
This is somebody who gets delivery every night and doesn't cook for himself.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's different though.
It isn't.
No, it's
You're
not.
different. And just because you don't have the credit to fucking get some fucking New York Post.
Pretty expensive.
And have the shame of having your food sit out in front of your door and have your neighbors judge you.
By the way, I was talking to Sam about this. He's at the fucking Target, right? Who's he run into? Jeffrey Gurian.
Target.
That's
At the
so
Target
weird.
Westchester. And then Jeffrey writes it up in his... First of all, he asked him all these different questions and he was giving him stuff. But then he just wrote in his column, saw Sam from the Sam and Jim show at the Target.
What was?
No nice plugs.
What the fuck was Gurian doing at a
I
Target?
cannot imagine. Jeffrey-
Hairspray?
I
Two
can't.
cases of hairspray?
So I'm walking through a Target in White Plains, and who would I run into but Sam Roberts?
You too?
No, this is from
Oh,
Jeffrey's
okay.
column.
What do you get it delivered?
No.
I judge you for this.
Jason, Rochester.
Hey guys, so I'm good today.
What's up?
My dad used to eat anchovies on pancakes and sometimes sardines too.
Yeah, right. You know, have a little fucking snack. It's like a crepe. It's like a fish crepe.
Pancake is only sweet when you make it sweet. If
Right.
you want to make it savory, that's your choice.
It's actually a very dry food.
It's just bread flavored, really.
It is incredibly tasteless until you get butter and syrup on it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, oh my god, it's like eating a sponge of syrup.
It's so good. It's so good.
What else wrong with you besides your lungs?
High cholesterol.
No.
I that's what I said to her. I said, this can't be happening. Not with my diet. What else did she say?
Were they concerned or like, oh, it's a little bit high?
They were laughing.
Or
They're
they're like,
this is pretty high, buddy.
They call you buddy?
No.
oh, they call you Doug.
Like, Doug, you gotta slow down, pal.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
I can't do that impression. I think the reason why is your impression doesn't sound like Paul Morrissey.
Yeah, I think
Sounds
that's
exactly
probably why.
exactly like Paul Morrissey. I'm Paul Morrissey.
Doesn't sound
I know
anything
him.
like
Yes,
him.
we all know him. We're all friends with Paul Morrissey. I'm Paul Morrissey.
He struggles with the name Paul. Paul.
Oh,
It's a paw. It's a popping and an all underneath. Pop and all. Why are they showing fucking commercials with people jumping in and out of the pool? Where do they think we are, in Australia right now? Let's have seasonal goddamn commercials. Oh, speaking of which, Vito has made a bet just in a lot of ways to make Chris look even stupider than he normally does.
impossible.
That thing that you thought that you guaranteed us was the new Crocodile Dundee
Yeah.
murder. Vito said it's definitely going to be a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah, that makes
is
sense.
the trailer for the movie coming out?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's coming at the perfect time. It's 2 weeks leading up to the
You
Super
were
Bowl.
right. And they use big stars in those commercials. They pay them big.
What could it possibly be for if it's not for the Crocodile Dundee movie?
Outback Steakhouse.
I saw that this. Oh,
Foster's.
that's a good call.
Foster's beer.
Both of those are good calls. I'd like to see them both going together. There's this veterans group. It looks like it's all older people. And they said the NFL is not letting them run an ad that says hashtag please stand up, where they're asking the guys to stand up. I'm like, it's $5 million commercial. Where'd you guys get fucking $5 million from? And isn't there other stuff that you could buy with that for the veterans?
Mm-hmm.
See if you can find that, Chris. You're sitting around tapping for everything else. Somebody mentions something stupid. I hear a song blaring in my ear. You find it?
Not
Boogie
yet.
Woogie.
That definitely ain't it.
No.
Just look for hashtag please stand up.
Please stand up. Please stand up.
Eminem is going to be part of it. I'm a Navy vet.
Only find stuff from 2017. I'm looking into this.
All right, never mind that. Fuck it. Hey, Connor in Virginia, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man. I know we've gotten kind of further beyond the interesting.
There's no such thing. No such thing as that.
Anyway, just thought you'd appreciate back when I was in high school. Long story short, I was the only witness to an assault with a deadly weapon. Had to go to court. Had to sit there with the kid in the room, yada, 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 do my whole spiel, tell him what happened. Dude gets convicted, sent to jail. Fast forward a month and a half, I'm starting my senior year of high school, taking this class, and I hear a name called, same dude that I was just testifying against a month earlier. I had to go up to the teacher after about a week and go, hey, yeah, I don't think he's going to make it to class. I may have sent him to jail.
Oh, holy shit.
That's weird.
Did he go to jail?
Yeah, he was in there for a couple years for assault with a deadly weapon, robbed this kid with a box cutter. But
Jesus.
he was in my practical maintenance, teach us how to make sharp things in weld class, which...
Every once in a while you look over and he's just fucking glaring at you.
Welding and glaring.
But yeah, I mean, it was just interesting sitting there and best part, his last name was Shank.
That is fucking great.
That is the best part of the story.
It's almost like he had no choice.
I come from Shanks.
That's weird.
Who I am.
Chris Stanley's real last name is Boozehound.
That's why I can't put the booze down.
I found the story behind the American Veteran stand-up.
Well, first, let's go to the fucking phones here. Tom wants to explain it, you fucking prick. Tom in Oklahoma.
Hey, what's up, Ron and D?
Yeah.
That veterans group was getting donated commercial time from the NFL to go ahead and put whatever commercial they were going to put on, but the NFL rejected a paper copy of the commercial, which was the Please Stand Up for Our National Anthem.
All right, so they were actually going to give them commercial time.
Yeah, I heard on one of the news channels this morning.
All right, that makes... Yeah, because I couldn't understand how these guys were going to come up with $5.5 million.
Right.
And now they're pissed at the NFL, but the NFL probably was like, hey, hire a vet, something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it does, you can kind of see the NFL's thing.
Yeah, I do.
Like, please, we're going to give you something. Don't turn around and attack us.
I mean, you can have your opinion, but it's mean to us. This is a freebie we gave you.
Yeah, our commercial is NFL. N-word. Fucks losers. What? No, we're not doing this.
Just think about it.
So, is that the thing that you found, Chris, that was so difficult? It's on the front page of the New York Post.
My favorite newspaper.
Was that it?
Yeah, also that they also wanted to put an ad in the Super Bowl 52 program that says hashtag please stand up. They rejected that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving free shit. They don't... You just fucking can't just turn around and just put Trump did it. It's always something in this country, though, right?
Every day.
That was fucking great. That lackeyism that you did
every day, Ron.
Story.
Every day.
You're taking it next level.
Oh, God, if it's not one thing, it's another.
All right.
What the fuck, right?
Well, you just dropped some more gold on us, boss. God, Chris, I'm getting concerned.
I'm going to get it all sorted out.
Don't start chewing ice now, you fucker.
I'm not. I'm gonna,
I was actually going to suggest when we were in this Coke and Peanuts thing, to have Chris make one because I think we have peanuts here.
Yeah,
But
we do.
I immediately was like, no, because I'm afraid he's gonna like inhale one.
'cause
and
he can
I know he.
I know to chew, Gail.
He was so offended when I'm not gonna inhale a peanut.
Where the fuck did this come from? I sip my Coke peanuts to a straw. Now you're saying I inhale? Sometimes you get so fucking Astoria, it's unbelievable. His little hands are up. You know what I mean? Like one's going this way, one's going that way. What do you want me to do about it? Chris, no one can trust you when it comes to fucking gulping.
Yes, you can, man. I'll take it down.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
Guess that sounds like him. I don't know. Dan Perlman next Tuesday night at Caroline's. I'll be with him performing and I guess saying his name, and then he comes up and it's all about him.
That's January 30th, next Tuesday. Go to carolines.com for tickets and use Dan as the promo code.
Do you ready to make that announcement about next Tuesday?
No, I was told today was deadline. Will be announced that tomorrow.
Today was the deadline, so we'll announce it tomorrow.
Because it's the end of the day is the deadline. So in 4
So the
hours.
deadline means it might not happen?
I
Have
was
a little
told,
bit of trouble?
having a little bit of trouble just getting a time. Just locked in.
Anytime's great for me, especially if it's during Dan Perlman's bit.
Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, Dan. Once again, you've been let down. Another father figure has let you down. Like your own father figure. Your father figures, right? Figures. Dance at Caroline's. Ba, ba, bam. Oh, did I tell you about that? The girl from that movie, the little Lolita girl in that movie?
No.
All right, what's her name?
Natalie Portman.
Thank you. So she said she does the professional. She said this at the Women's March. She got up and talked. And she said, when I was a little kid, they sexualized me. But I mean, movie after movie, your parents had to be somehow involved in that. And then she said the first fan mail she got, she was so excited, she opened it up and it was a rape fantasy.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
Yeah.
It's so
there you
awful.
go.
And yes, she was very sexualized at a very young age, but yes.
Because
her parents put her in those movies.
Here's the thing about her. As you look at her now, she has a beautiful face.
Mm-hmm.
She had a beautiful face when she was a little kid. Like she's got one of the world's most, whatever makes a face beautiful. When you think
symmetry, she's got a very symmetrical face. I think that's what they always say. That sometimes
I'm
you look
looking at fucking Vito. I think he's a good-looking guy. Half of his face is drooping. You could take a fucking slide rule. It's got to be 45 degrees between one eyebrow and the other.
Do you ever see the director's cut of The Professional?
I don't know why that was so funny to me.
I know,
There's
because
no
there's going to be
reason, like-
something that's going to be disgusting about the
It's
little
not
girl.
disgusting. I didn't make the movie, but if you watch the director's cut, they were definitely going to be intimate. Because there are some scenes where they're getting drunk together. It's very weird.
It's a strange movie.
It is strange, yeah.
Well, I remember when that movie came out, I was doing radio at the time, and Malibu Mo was our movie guy, and he came in and said something like, well, you can see how some guys want to do some with kids. And me and Diaz each had little girls. We were like fucking, we were ready to light them up.
Oh my
I think
God.
we even did put him in a Steiner recliner.
Oh my God.
We used to put people in Steiner recliners all the time back then. Vito, your 25 years of Raw. Believe me when I tell you, I tried to watch it.
I went.
Which one?
I went to the Hammerstein.
Holy shit, the $300 ticket?
I went. I sat second row. I was behind the announcer's table.
Holy shit.
Why didn't you call me?
I went on the Instagram Live.
I don't go in there.
Well, I sat second row. I was at the Hammerstein
Were
Ballroom.
you on TV?
No, because they did not really show a lot of our. We did not get a lot of action at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
I noticed that.
It was a waste of money. I basically paid $300 to go to a viewing party of the 21st anniversary at Barclays Center.
Now, why did you come up with the 300?
I owe somebody $300 now.
Oh,
just a friend who laid out the money, and now I have to pay him back over the next few weeks. But
if you don't, Steiner Recliner?
Steiner Recliner, Walls of Jericho, all of it. But yeah, I went to the show. We got DX at the end, but they did the same thing 10 years ago. Everybody was really pissed. People were asking for their money back. There was a drunk dude in front of me who got kicked out, who was like ruining the show for everybody, spilling beer on people, fucking putting a sign of his face in front of people and shit. It was
sign of his own face.
Yeah, one of those idiots who brings a sign of his face to get fucking attention.
That's hilarious.
I like those guys.
I never even saw that before.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was a waste of. It was a viewing party.
I turned it off because it was so fucking terrible.
It was the thing that kicked it off. The McMahon and Austin thing was the most predictable. Like the second McMahon came out, was like, I'm the only one who I have to thank for this. You were like, oh, the glass is gonna break soon.
And then I hate to say it, but when they bring the women out, I can't just sit around watching women fucking wrestle over and over.
Yeah, and the
hashtag me too can wrestle.
I guess you've already won that battle.
Correct, but
oh, by the way, I'm going to tell you off air because I feel like I'd be betraying.
Sure.
Some of the fucking women that were bashing the Women's March to be comedians.
Whoa, I want names. You need to name names.
You are going to be shacked.
Really?
Yeah, because everyone, I gotta think, everyone has done Gail Meets Girls.
Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Spill that tea.
What's that?
Spill that tea.
I don't know what he's saying.
Spill the tea, as in the teas.
Tea's gossip now.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
this.
Not now. It's in drag culture. It started in like the 80s, 60s, maybe even 70s. But
so you say spill that tease?
Spill the tea, like
the tea. Like what's the tea? Like give me the deets. Tell me what's going on.
Oh.
And then when you spill the tea, it's like, or you're just serving tea. You're serving the truth.
Mm. Does anyone say spill the wine? Deck that girl.
Some people.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm going to hang out with those people. Hey, we got a break. You got a break. What do you got here, Chris?
I'll talk about Dish.
I love Dish.
Me too.
Matter of fact, we're doing our Dish tomorrow with a very secret, explosive, exciting comedian.
I cannot wait.
How do you know it's time to switch to Dish? If you ever wanted to watch your favorite primetime TV shows without sitting through commercials, it might be time to switch to Dish.
With AutoHop from Dish, you can watch shows recorded with primetime, anytime, commercial-free. No commercial interruptions means no car ads in between you or your favorite character's fate. No ads for detergent breaking up the action.
Instead, with AutoHop from Dish, you get more heart-pounding suspense, more explosive action, and more of the stars you love. The season finale of your favorite show just got better with AutoHop from Dish.
To learn more, call 1-844-CALL-DISH. Go to dish.com or visit a local retailer near you. Requires credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Taxes and surcharges not included. Other restrictions apply. For full details, 1-844-CALL-DISH. Dish, tuned in to you.
The Bennington Show. All the Oscar-nominated stuff is over on the iBank if you'd like to see it.
When is the Oscars?
March something. It's always March every year. Maybe, I was going to say 4th or 30th. It's one of the two.
So specific.
And I don't even think it's going to be this year.
What?
Yeah, it's held back because of the Winter Olympics.
March 4th, 2018.
Oh my God. Why did you know 4 or 30?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then the 30th is your birthday, Gail. So that's how you get those two confused.
It's really
that's
not.
Odd. That seems odd then. All right. It is the Bennington Show. Now, I don't know whether you... Look, I'm just going to call you what I call you when you guys are around. What you cantaloupes. If you cantaloupes remember... the day of the Hawaii thing, and I told you that the weirdo governor came out.
Yeah, you showed us him wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
And fucking sandals and just being like too laid back under the circumstances. They now say, you remember, it's 38 minutes. And your cousin, has little kids.
Yeah.
And that was a very nerve-wracking thing that, They now say that the governor knew 2 minutes in.
What?
But did not have the password, did not remember the password on how to stop all of it and put the news out there.
He forgot his password to let everyone know that, hey, this is a mistake.
What?
His password to go to everybody's phones?
And his Twitter password.
Oh my God! Come on.
He just didn't. He couldn't fucking figure it out.
You can get on the news immediately when you're the governor.
Yeah.
Break into the news.
Of course.
Too laid back. That's his fucking problem. And I'm going to blame the people of Hawaii for just hey, he's a cool dude like us. Let's get him. You don't want a regular dude to be your governor. You want a nerd.
Yeah.
An anal weirdo nerd to be your governor.
Who knows all his passwords.
Yeah. Who knows everybody's passwords. So there you have it, Hawaii. Stop fucking judging a governor whether you want to go to a pig roast or surfing with him, and pick a nerd.
2 minutes in, you don't know your password. How many other problem-solving things are you going to go through your mind? You're like, how do I reach people quickly? You said get on the news. Can you call the national government? Is there a way for me to send a message out to the phone? So I have to call phone companies. What do I need to do? Instead, he's like, password.
He was either joining it up or rolling some doobage.
Yeah.
Do you know, if you're running politics in Hawaii, you know how many Asian dudes, hardworking Asian dudes you could have?
I know.
Millions. Those guys work their asses off. And ladies. Hashtag me too. You don't see a lot of Asian ladies slouching around wondering what their password is.
No, that's very true. They're on top of shit.
Look, do we really want the fucking state government to decide whether a missile is coming or not? Let's leave it to the feds.
Yeah. That's who he should have been ringing up immediately. He should say, guys, this is over my head. I don't know what I'm doing here. I need you to fix this.
Like the guy who screwed up, there's just a list on a program of links saying bomb alert, amber alert, silver alert, and then the guy just mistakenly hit the bomb alert. Shouldn't there be a fucking link that says, hey, no bomb alert?
Or when you hit the link that says bomb alert, won't they go, are you sure you want to hit bomb alert? Because it does that when I'm ordering a movie. And you know what? I always do this. Do I want this movie now? I don't think I do want to sit here for 2 hours.
Why are you saying this? Is it not that good?
I can't tell you how many times I've backed out of a movie.
And it's funny to me, the commitment of buying a movie, not just because of the price, but the time commitment. It's so different. Where now you'll go, I'll watch an episode of this show I haven't seen before, and then you'll watch 3 because you just are like, it was okay. But if you had a time commitment.
Oh, dudes, I got a new fucking show that I'm watching right now. I believe it's on TBS, and it's called The Alienist.
I watched it last night. I never watch it the same night as you. I'm always having to catch up.
Teddy Roosevelt is in this show.
Really?
Yes.
I've seen ads for it.
Ted. You seen ads for what?
Ads for it.
You saw ass for it, he said.
That's what you said.
There's a fucking guy that reminds me of you in the movie, too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's a kid killer.
Oh, God. Maybe he's like a cool dude or something.
I guess he could be cool.
I mean, you'd find him cool.
Look, that fucking governor's trying to wear a jacket now. Still no tie.
Yeah.
And still like a Hawaiian-style shirt underneath the jacket.
I guess because you're in Hawaii, you got to wear it.
You shouldn't have to.
I know, but
you got the Jimmy Buffett mustache going. I don't get it.
He's giving 2 thumbs up there.
The first 7 things is just that you have on that emergency thing is how good the surf is at different beaches.
Emergency. Tasty waves today.
You know what? I don't think there should be any age that you stop surfing, right? Mm-hmm. But there's got to be an age that you stop obsessing about surfing.
Right. So you're okay with old guy who's just like, hey,
Fine.
It's my thing. I go out when I go out. But if you're still talking about it and being like,
And like
hit surf today.
Or you fucking hear there's good surf and you just fucking leave your job.
Right.
That's got to stop.
Yeah, that does have to stop.
You've caught enough fucking waves, dude.
It's obsession. It's unhealthy.
There was a thing the other day. Maybe this article was on the iBang. I think it is. The age that you become an adult. What would you say that is?
Actually, or like not legally, just like your own personal.
Legal and whatever. What would you say?
I think that when you're 21 and over, I feel you're an adult. I don't really think 18 and up as an adult makes sense.
But you can join the army.
Yeah.
At 18. Vito?
I'm pro 18.
18, you're an adult.
18, you're an adult.
20 years old. When you're out of high school. So I say 20.
You're out of high school at 18.
Oh
you
my
fucking
God.
idiot.
So when
How
you
old
were out of high
when you got out of high school?
Those first 2 years of
some
college are
people,
bullshit.
depends on where you're from. You graduate 17.
They are saying before people even struggle with adult things, right? And feel like an adult now is 24. 24.
I will say that it was a turning point, that 24, 25, where even though I was legally adult for a long time, I was out of college and, you have a job, you're dealing with financial issues. That's probably where I started to feel more like an actual adult.
Right. Vito, do you feel like an adult?
Yeah, I mean, I just turned 25 a few weeks ago.
Can I remind you that you borrowed $300 to go to a wrestling match last night and you can't afford it?
Good point.
That's not what an adult does.
And usually by that time you have a job, like you have a job when you're younger, but it's usually a kid's job. You feel like you have a kid's job. By the time you're in your mid-20s, I feel like you're entering a world where you might have an adult's job.
And most of the time you don't, but you feel bad about it. You're like,
Right.
I can't believe I still have a fucking kid's job.
Right.
Now, but see, the thing with Vito, that goes to show an adult can't make that kind of impulse thing. It's the same thing I was talking about with leaving your job to go surfing.
Right.
Again, any kid should do that. The same way with, like, let's say, throwing a kegger at your house.
Right. Just 'cause.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm bored and it could be fun.
I mean, I'll throw a kegger at my apartment.
Let's see, David, Rochester. David.
Hey, buddies, how we doing today?
Good.
Hey, Ron, I wanted to say, just like the skiing or just like the surfing, my wife and I are skiers, and we will drop everything if there's good snow to be had. We plan our week vacation 3 days before snow, and everything revolves around that.
I don't mind you planning your vacation for it, but would you leave work because there was good snow?
Because there was that fresh powder.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's
you know
their
what?
version
Maybe
of
at one
Tasty
point-
Waves.
Maybe at one point, but we're in our 30s now. Most people think we're crazy. We plan our vacation 2 to 3 days before we actually leave, and then we go wherever the biggest storm is. People think we're crazy. You guys are cool. I assume you think that's fun.
No, you know what? I mean, look, do your thing. I'm not saying that, but you're not the governor either. You know what I mean? You're not the governor of Hawaii. And that fucking guy wakes and bakes. Or maybe he does. I don't know. He looks like a guy who wakes
I
and
think he
bakes.
does.
Looks like he smokes all day. I mean, this guy just doesn't wake and bake. I mean, it's a whole day thing.
Well, I think
All
the
day,
wake and
every
bake-
day?
Does anyone
Or-
only
or-
exclusively wake and bake?
I know, because you don't want to suddenly become unhigh during the day.
Right.
Unless you take a good nap.
Yeah. And this guy
And
looks
that-
like he naps.
And
You
then
kinda
you
get a fresh
then
start.
wake and bake again.
All right. Point made. Point made. Anyway, they're saying 24 years old now. 24.
But like, when you speak to a 24-year-old, do you feel like you're speaking to an adult? I'm saying most 24-year-olds.
The way I have to retell Vito things, or a lot of times Vito will tell me things he thinks I want to hear rather than his own opinion. I don't think that's adulthood.
But now I'm 25.
Yeah, but I'm saying you still try to guess what I want you to say rather than tell me what's on your mind. Maybe there's nothing on your mind. You're like, oh shit, what would somebody be saying right now?
Thoughts.
Do you have that problem with him, Chris, or you don't even talk to him?
No, they're not
we don't
close.
talk
They're
much.
not close.
You know you're supposed to be executive fucking producer, right?
I understand that.
Do
You guys should be best friends.
No, Jen's my best friend.
That
They're
hurts.
working against me.
Really hurts me, Vito.
Chose
We
my
used to be so close.
No, I mean,
No, I got that. He dumped you for Jen.
Here's the thing. I hired my replacement in many ways, and Vito's hard.
And by the way, you think you're slow playing Vito, but you're not.
No, it's just a friendship.
This is so Ross and Rachel. I can't even believe it.
No, it's like Joey and Phoebe, just strict friends, getting into shenanigans.
Yeah, but didn't they have sex or do something?
They did have sex.
That's a popular theory.
No, it isn't a theory. There was an episode called Joey Finally Got Her. This is the one that Joey finally got her. I hate the names of their episodes.
They're never the one that you think they are.
I never even knew they named their episodes.
They're all called the one that...
The one that... By the way, there's a new hot podcast hosted by Tom Sharpling, and I've got to catch up on it, but it is called Meet My Friends, the Friends, and he's going through every single Friends episode and doing a podcast after.
Sounds like great. He loves Friends?
I'm not sure. I think he thinks it's funny.
Oh, okay.
But I have been told that they're hilarious, so I want to check it out.
Who's all been on it? Have you heard yet?
I think right now he is doing
it himself?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll listen.
It's a one-man gang.
I'll listen to that in a heartbeat. I never know where to find podcasts, though. Where are they? AOL chat rooms?
I think you can go on iTunes.
How, though? Where?
Use your phone.
Then I'm on iTunes right now, aren't I?
Gosh, you remind me so much of the governor of Hawaii.
That is true. Do not make me governor of Hawaii. I'll just be like this. I don't know whether this is on or not, but we are under attack. Attack of killer whales. Oh my God, Chris.
It's bad, man. That's why I'm going to get it checked out.
Bad man.
Company always in his lungs. Look, he's trying to fucking dial up Bad Company now. He went like this. What is that song?
Just one.
It's another Sharpling reference.
Meet My Friends, the Friends?
Meet My Friends, the Friends is the podcast. And I hear it's super funny. So I need to catch up on it.
How many has he done?
I don't know how many.
70?
I think he's still within the first season. So I think that there's only maybe I think there's less than 10 episodes up.
I'm trying to think if Friends ever made me laugh, and I think it was Joey that had the turkey stuck on his head?
No, Joey was afraid of turkeys. Monica had it stuck on her head.
Now, I just rewatched the Thanksgiving one, and they make reference to them putting their head in the turkey, but then I forgot someone does eventually do that.
So, yeah, that shit happened way later. I thought that was an early Friends thing. That was in season 8.
You're stealing this from Tom Sharpling.
Yeah.
This is his fucking thing.
Sorry. And he's done 11 episodes of My Friends, the Friends.
No, I'm not yet. I was trying to look at you to tell me how many episodes are up of.
It's 11.
Okay, cool.
I just said that.
I got that. That was me.
And how long is each episode?
I looked at Chris to get the information, and then I just saw him Googling turkey head. And I was that's not what I want.
Yeah, really, I want to know, just put what friend had a turkey stuck on their head. I believe it to be Joey. And now I'm hearing Monica out of nowhere.
It seems like a Joey bit.
Yeah.
Wait, look at that. There's tits on that Joey.
Joey was afraid of turkeys, and Monica got it stuck on her head, and she kept going like that.
I don't remember this at all.
Because season 1, they just made. I just rewatched the Thanksgiving episode, and they make reference to it.
Walk on by. Walk on by. We're going to do the next GPS on the Brill Building songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came up with this. Why do they have to be the original artist? If this is about the writers of the Brill Building?
Genius idea.
And I'm like, we can get Doc Pomus. Then when we do Doc Pomus, we can get Lou Reed because he covered. I listened to it last night.
That shan't be on the list.
Because it's a beautiful song. And Lou did it if Lou would have done it. Where nobody would have listened to it.
That was kind of his thing.
Like Deep Lou. He has many singable songs, though. Many singable songs.
Don't you worry about what's singable and what's not.
Hey, Sean, North Carolina.
You're right, Ronnie B. But Monica and Joey both had their head up a turkey at different times during the show. And Monica was doing the little dance to prove to Chandler that he had done something, and he said, I love you. And that's the first time he told her that he loved her. But yeah, Joey accidentally got his head stuck up a turkey's ass.
All right, what the fuck is wrong with you two? Why when you made me feel like I was crazy? You were gaslighting me.
I know. And then, Chris,
And
you
then even going to
Googled
show me
turkey
the
egg.
Monica, because I will admit this, I never saw all the Friends, which can be delightful because sometimes I'll be sitting there at 7 o'clock and be like, hey, there's a Friends episode.
I watched
never
a
saw.
lot of early season episodes, but much of the later seasons,
The unfunny seasons?
yeah, is a mystery to me because I dropped off.
Was Chandler Monica's brother?
Chandler, there's literally no one called Chandler on the show.
No, Ross! Chandler Bing, right?
Chandler. No one's name is Chandler.
I watch a lot of
All
Friends.
right, stop screaming, dude.
You're never going to be a guest on Meet My Friends.
No,
the
I'm
Friends.
done.
Look, here's the thing.
Chandler.
Ross was her.
I forget. I know one.
She married Chandler.
Did she? Wow.
Yeah. She married fucking Chandler.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
I haven't even watched the later seasons, and I know that.
They called him Chandler Bang.
Shenandoah Bong.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
He has that going for him.
You talk exactly like Paul Morrissey.
Thank you.
Although nobody else would pick up on it.
It's lucky in his impression he says the name right in there.
You know it's a bad impression when someone says I'm.
Right.
That's the beginning of a bad impression.
Like this. I'm Yoda.
I'm Yoda. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I don't know how to do it. What are you doing over there with those papers?
Just got some papers in front of me.
For what? For what? You got to read something?
No, I don't have to read anything. I'm just shifting them around.
I don't like that, Chris, because then I think there's news coming in or something.
There's no news coming in that I know of. And I'm breaking news, boy. We learned that last week.
Oh my God, please make him stop.
Stop it. You actually said Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing.
So yeah, I know that you don't know the fucking news.
And then like dug in. He's like, what? Chandler's
All right, this says First Lady will no longer join Trump on Davos trip. The fuck is that?
Davos, Sir Davos?
It's a Game of Thrones character.
I didn't know there was
She's afraid of those fucking thrones.
He's handed the king to to the queen, excuse me. Daenerys Targaryen.
All right, Chris. Come on.
Stop
I don't
being
want
a
people to
fucking
know how
nerd.
nerdy we are.
I know. He doesn't know who friends are.
Then he's got all the Sir Davos references.
Davos Seaworth.
Vito,
Yes.
you get a chance to sleep with one of the friends. Which one?
Monica.
Interesting.
Choice.
I've always been very attracted to Monica / Courtney Cox.
It's the same person. It's just there's no slash.
You think
there.
they're twins?
I think it would be a hyphenate at most.
No, like Monica or her alter ego.
No, I understand. I'm just saying that you're using slash wrong. You know, if I were to say this is Chris Stanley / Joey Chicklets, that makes sense. But he doesn't play the part of Joey Chicklets. He is Joey
I
Chicklets.
am Joey Chicklets. I enjoy chiclets to an odd degree.
The part he plays is Kermit the Frog. Chris, what friend would you sleep with?
Rachel or Joey. Like if I were a gay man, I'd sleep with Joey, and if I were a straight man,
Which one? Wait, which one's Rachel? The pretty one?
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. Why wouldn't anyone just pick Jennifer Aniston?
She's not my first pick of the girls.
Who was your first pick?
Phoebe of the girls.
Third.
And of the guys, we're talking one night stand, I'm going Joey.
And if it's Lifetime?
I think me and Chandler probably would get along.
Nobody would pick Ross.
No, I know that I couldn't. I know that we wouldn't be compatible.
Did Chandler have the monkey, or was that Ross?
Ross.
Why do you have that monkey? That was weird.
Because he worked.
Marcel?
You know, I had Marcel on my show once in Florida when I was
I forgot
when I was
that.
at Universal Studios.
You know, Marcel's also the Outbreak monkey.
Yeah,
it's the same dude.
fucking really good actor.
Was Marcel also in Ace Ventura?
I think he is actually.
Stop trying to fucking push the needle as far as you can.
Also with Courtney Cox, he's like, if it's a Courtney Cox joint, I'm in.
She got him the job on Friends.
I know this really great monkey.
Her name is Courtney Cox. Why would anyone allow themselves to have the last name Cox, knowing
I know
what people are going to say to her all the time?
Did she change her name to Cox? I feel like she did.
No, she didn't. Feeling like there's no reason to bring something up.
I feel like I remember.
Oh my God.
Can I tell you something, dude?
yeah.
You can't feel like you can remember. You can remember.
I might be misremembering, but I thought I had read that she had changed her name.
You know you're misremembering whenever you remember it.
If you're changing your name, you're not choosing Cox. It's just not going to be your choice.
She was born Courtney
Unless your
Bass
first name
Cox.
is Thick.
Base Cock?
Yes, Bass Cox. Courtney Bass Cox.
Bass
Or
is her...
Bass is her middle name.
It's Bass.
Bass Cox.
Wait, that's worse.
If this was Jeopardy and the answer was Bass Cox, I'd ring it with, why does Chris Stanley swim underwater for Bass Cox?
That's what I must have read. The Bass Cox thing. I just didn't remember.
You're a fucking idiot. You never read anything. You don't even get a paper delivered.
You're right. I had to go to Friends Wikipedia. Why would I go there? I haven't even watched the show.
What do you watch at 7 o'clock at night?
I don't watch anything at 7 o'clock at night.
What do you
Stare
watch
at
at
a wall.
11?
I'm watching.
He's like Putty. He just sits there and
I'm
stares.
watching. This is the least amount of movies and TV I've watched in my entire life. I don't know why.
What do you mean when is?
Because the lady.
Oh,
you and
because the lady doesn't speak good English.
She just confuses her.
Put on subtitles.
Hey,
for her.
City of Men is on. Why don't we watch it? Chris, what time does Cisco Kid come out tonight?
Not on anymore.
She's always going like this. So, who do you like, Cheech or that Chinese guy?
Cheech.
Over Chong?
Yeah, I like Cheech over Chong.
That's funny
Wow.
because when I was younger, I was Cheech. And then I matured into liking Chung, I think, more.
I'm just all Chong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all Chong long.
All right.
It's weird that those guys don't make movies anymore, like elderly stoner movies. I think it would be hilarious. You know, they're bringing back fucking Roseanne. Why not bring back Cheech and Chong as a
Exactly.
fucking weekly series? Now that everybody's smoking weed.
What's the other thing they're bringing out back for some reason?
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, that's not necessary.
Dude, can you do me a favor, just as a fucking thing between me and you? Every time that there's a pilot shot, stop writing it up.
Okay.
We never talk about that.
TV guy's gonna write what he knows.
I know he does. But then we would have a conversation. Here's the thing about TV Guy. Why wouldn't he say to us, hey, I was at wrestling last night for the 25th? Then we could have a conversation. I had to fucking literally bring it up myself. And then they go, oh, I was in the second row.
I decided an hour before the show.
I know, but now we're on the air. What do you decide now before the show? Try not to tell us?
No, I didn't know. You guys don't
It's
like...
a good conversation piece.
You guys don't like wrestling, so I just didn't think you'd care.
No. It's not that we like fucking classic wrestling.
Not the garbage on now. I like it on now.
I'm not running it down. I'm just saying every time I turn on, somebody who can't work a mic is working a mic.
Yeah.
And they write for them, and you could tell.
A very strict script.
And it sucks. And I like when a fucking guy rocks a mic. That was the best thing we had. In their world, The Rock never would have been born.
No, not at all. And even when they did bring in writers later, when he was like in his career, he worked with the writer to like make sure he could do whatever he wants. The only guy that's allowed to go off script now is like Cena, and then like The Miz, I think, is allowed to go off script.
You ought to keep both of them on script. I was watching though the guy who carries the lamp down, and the song was playing.
Oh, he was at my spot.
Yeah, that fucking song is great.
I like that song too.
Yeah. What's
He's
the
like
name
one of
of
the
it?
few people I even know who wrestle currently.
And the second that the fucking lights come on, it sucks. But when he's walking down and that crazy song's playing, did he tell you, Chris, in your ear?
Bray Wyatt's theme.
You're allowed to say it out loud.
And then everybody brings out their flashlights. We all have a good time with it.
Dude, last time I was in the movies, old lady's walking down the aisle. She's got the flashlight.
Oh my god!
She fucking eventually just holds it over my head. I felt like I was going to start slapping it around and asked who robbed the fucking bank.
And yeah, I'm not sure who.
Somebody must have mentioned it to their mom or something, you know? And their mom's like, what? But apparently there was some kind of a cover-up. And 3 of the gymnast officials have resigned, and 1 is suspended. And I don't mean to cover up, like, oh yeah, we know he's doing it. Like when shit started coming out, they're like, oh shit, how do we keep this from going public?
Wow, yeah.
Terrible, right?
That's really, really awful.
Michaela Maroney they had $100,000, like she couldn't break.
Tried 10 times that much.
Oh, it was more than that?
Yeah.
I know Chrissy Teigen offered to pay her things.
No,
so she could
it would have
speak.
been 100,000 if she spoke.
Yeah. And Chrissy Teigen offered to pay that so she could go testify against him.
I love that Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah.
I really do.
I don't know much about her. She's John Legend's what?
Yeah, and she's beloved. She's beloved.
John Legend isn't?
No, he is, but I just feel like she's got her own vibe that everyone likes. And she's sassy.
I always
and
felt
she's
like
funny.
John Legend proved that he wasn't true jazz in La La Land. You know what I mean? He was kind of a sellout. Where the other guy, I think his name was Lala. He was
Mr. Lala.
He was way cooler and wanted to open up a chicken and jazz place.
Chicken and jazz. I've never made it through that movie. I tried twice, and I barely get past the opening number, and I'm like, I'm out.
Can I tell you something? The reason why it was like a hit or whatever it was the last scene.
Really?
The last scene is fucking heartbreaking, and the rest of the movie's silly. But the last scene really made me think about life.
Maybe I should plow through it and actually watch
You got
it.
nothing else to do, you know?
I got the alienist now. By the way, hate that it's like I've jumped on a show that I have to wait once a week that I'm
I
not
know.
catching
It's
up.
hard.
As soon as the episode was over, I was like, oh, I just want to watch another episode. I'm out of practice of having a weekly show right now.
Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to have a weekly show. What's this other show I'm watching too that just started? It's like called Confederates or something like that. Did I tell you guys about this?
I don't think so.
All right, so here's the deal. There's this kind of a wall with 2 sides on it, right? Like East Germany, West Germany. I think it even takes place in Germany, right? But on one side of the wall is us. On the other side of this wall is our others, the other dimensions. We had a split where we're on this side, the others of us are on the other side. And at that point, they start to do different stuff than us. They're living a different life. But we all have an other over there. And there's negotiations that go back and forth and spies between the two. And I only caught the first fucking episode. Vito, find the name of it. I think it's on Stars. And and it's a great guy who stars in it. It's the guy from Whiplash. The bad coach.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, yeah. Who was it else? Would it be Gene Simmons from fucking Kiss?
Is that what you thought, Chris?
I was thinking that maybe, so I threw out the J.
Beth, I hear you calling, but you're on the other side of the wall.
Is it like good side, bad side, or like they're
That's
just
what
2
we're trying
different?
to fucking find out because we distrust each other.
Counterpart.
That's it. Not the Confederates. Counterpart.
And is there no communication for regular people between?
Most people don't know about it. There's just these CIA types on each side. They know that this thing is taking place. How? I don't know yet. It's just the beginning of this show. But J.K. Simmons, his counterpart, if you will, seems like he's a much tougher guy and an almost even smarter guy than J.K. J.K.'s kind of been held back in his career. He works for the spy agency, but he just found out about it now.
Okay. And then the other guy's like actually successful, maybe in his.
Maybe, or else he's a fuck liar. I don't know. You know what I mean? We're episode 1. We're ground floor. But you can see this thing in between the 2 worlds, and you just see this light coming, and it's Bray Wyatt holding this lantern. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. But and everybody holds up their
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
iPhones.
that's cool.
But please, get on this show. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought I did a good thing of being on The Alienist.
That's one.
Right? Gotta watch all the shows. Look, I'm not a TV guy, right?
Neither is TV guy anymore.
I don't have stars.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is that what this thing is on?
Yeah.
I don't think I have that either.
I got Showtime and HBO, no stars.
Isn't Stars part of Showtime?
No, man. Stars is its own thing.
Yeah, Stars is its own thing. I'm pretty
Why
sure
would
I've
Stars
tried.
be part of Showtime?
I feel like it was
There's 7 Showtime fucking networks as it is.
I feel like the Showtime people also own Stars.
No, they don't,
They're like,
man.
if you get Showtime, you get Stars too.
Showtime, Cinemax, Stars,
I don't even
HBO.
have a
They're all
TV.
their own things.
Every day I go to see Golick and Wingo because I want to hear him talk about the Eagles' chances.
Mhm.
Golick used to play for him, but so I think he's going to be more on my side. Not like everybody else acting like they can never win. That's been an Australian Open every single morning.
Oh, my God.
By the way, you know what I call Golick and Wingo?
What's that?
Garlic and wings.
Delicious.
I know. Then I get hungry for it. At first, I feel like I'm putting them down a little bit, but then I'm like, would be delicious to have some garlic and wings right now. Then I just went outside crying. All right, I'm not going to say the name of it, right? But there's some chicken chain, just a New York chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
One day, I'm walking down the street. It's a Sunday morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm having a little smoke while I go down to get a little Sunday stuff. I see a woman slipping. I go to fucking help her. She has slipped because there's about 40 gallons of chicken grease on the fucking sidewalk, and she slipped in it.
Dumped it?
Yeah, they dumped it right outside their own building.
That
Now, this
is
is
so-
years ago. I've never walked in the place because of it, right? It's been replaced by an organic chicken thing, right? I'm like, oh, I still can't get up the nerve to walk in there because I saw the chicken fat, but maybe I will eventually get there. Somebody in my neighborhood tells me it's the same fucking business.
Oh,
They just changed the name.
rebrand.
Just changed the name and put up organic.
It's a rebrand, a bait and switch.
Fucking liars.
They got just as much chicken grease in there.
Probably more.
Luckily, I haven't said the fucking name, but I want to so bad.
Expose them.
Hey, Paul, what's up?
Hey guys, I wanted to ask TV guy if he knows the father of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it's IRS and his brother's Bo Dallas.
You win this round, Vito.
Well, I'll say this: the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree, huh, guys? Mike, Chicago.
Hey, Ronnie, when you out here with you versus ATT, you do get stars with Showtime. So Chris is right.
Yeah, but Chris doesn't have AT&T. Doesn't have anything.
Yeah, I have a Sprint
Why would
phone.
anyone have AT&T?
It's a
I know.
weird cell phone provider.
Why don't I just get my fucking Ma Bell fucking cable? Is our man in here? Is he here today?
Yes.
You think Chris would tell me? Don't try to hand me fucking papers.
I'm not handing you anything. I'm just.
Because I'm going to break first. We come back. We're going to present a Bo Jackson football to the man that Chris Stanley does a perfect impression of.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington.
Thank you.
And in studio is the Highlander winner, Paul Morrissey.
Oh, Paul.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I don't even know who to thank. Just me.
Well, you should thank yourself. What is it you want to say, Chris?
Oh, Come to Papa Live is happening tonight at the Village Underground at 8 p.m. featuring Tom Papa and Paul Morrissey, Dan Soder, Dan Natterman, Dave Hill, Rich Voss, and Nikki Glazer. Go to ComedyCellar.com for tickets and more information. And Paul's special, A Real Humdinger, is streaming soon. Go to PaulHasAWebsite.com for details.
First of all, that show tonight's got to be sold out already, right? That's a line of champions.
I think so, maybe, but it's always good to promote it. We do it once a month, so
Yeah.
if you don't make it this month, come back next.
Well, that's great acts on there tonight. Now, why aren't we playing We Are the Champions as Paul is presented his, well, what I would like to call a living trophy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What are you doing? Let's present him his sign. Bo Jackson.
Whoa, look at that.
Football.
Oh, my goodness.
So beautiful.
Wow. In a beautiful collector's edition case.
I feel like this is some kind of magic power. Wouldn't a nerd keep like a Green Lantern's ring in this or
Yes,
something?
it would be like that. But there's football nerds as well.
Oh, so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you going to take a picture of him with it? Go ahead.
Champ holding it up.
Yes, he should be happy. Who are the only other people to win this prize?
Joe List won the first
Joe
year.
List won the first year.
Nice. Casey Balsham was year 2.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And Robbie Slovic, year 3.
Yes.
Her live-in lover, I believe. And now Paul Morrissey, who Chris is the only person who does an impression of you, as I know. And let's hear it, Chris.
I'm Paul Morrissey.
Doesn't really sound like him.
I
Especially now.
have a Chris one. I
Yeah.
can't do his voice, but I can do his laugh into a cough.
Okay, yeah, I love to hear it.
I don't see
That
it.
actually sounds a little too healthy. We're not getting the pieces of love breaking off when you do it.
There are usually solids involved.
Ugh. Why do you think Paul talks that way? Because he doesn't.
I know I've heard Paul. This is what Paul sounds like. I'm Paul Morrissey. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds
Let's just hear you say your own
He's
name.
trying to turn it into like the Eddie Murphy white guy voice. He's
Okay.
trying to make
No,
me into like a nerdy thing.
No, I'm
Look,
not.
you do it so high, and you can hear he has a low voice.
Yes.
I was a broadcaster at one point. I am no longer. But even when I heard Gail's commercial, she said,
Yeah.
"Hi, I'm Gail Bennington."
Everybody says, who
Yeah, it's
they
an
are.
awkward thing to say when you have to say your own name.
Right.
I almost did your laugh again.
Playing that a lot. I feel like a lot of people are tweeting me about that commercial.
What was that for?
It's for Gail Meets Girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Right.
Who's on Gail Meets Girls this week?
TBD, because
Oh.
we have a guest coming in later in the week. So I
Oh,
believe that will
write
be
it
this.
down for me so I know.
I will.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Not confirmed yet.
Unconfirmed
Working out a
excitement. Now, is it going to be 2 girls or just Gail Meets Girl?
There's going to be 2 girls, but the other person is not decided.
Okay. Oh, I love that person.
And then who knows about B plus 1?
As the kids say, she cray.
Mm-hmm. She's so crazy.
She seems to be the buzz, the youngster with the buzz ever since Montreal.
Wow, now
There's
you're
always-
really creating buzz about it.
Yeah, there's
Not saying
always you ever notice there's always somebody who's making whatever list there is.
Yes.
Sometimes they present a list of who's next. And
She's
you've
been
always-
on the lists lately. I've
Yeah, you
noticed.
got to be I'll say 26, exactly 26 to be on the list. If you're older than that, you're too old for the list. If you're younger than that, too young for the list.
And it's funny that it's always people saying the same thing about, I think especially Montreal. It's like there was a meeting and that person's telling everyone what to say. And
Right.
then they all tell you the same thing about
Right.
that person. Like, that guy should have a sitcom. He's got a great...
And that's
then-
all that buzz goes out there. Yeah, he should have a sitcom. Have you seen him? No.
But I know
But he
you
really
should.
needs one. I know that for a fact. That's a good one to get. I like when there's a buzz.
Yeah.
I like when there's a buzz.
Create your own buzz. Just start telling people what to say.
I should have a sitcom. Get that out there right away. I'm Paul Morrissey. Am I doing it right, Chris?
You do a little. I'm Paul Morrissey.
All right, so I have
A little
to
higher.
sound like Belky.
No, it's not like Belky. It's like Paul.
Does sound like Belky.
Yeah, I don't think it's a flattering impression.
No, I don't
it
either.
really
I think it
isn't.
is.
I don't think it's that
But
accurate.
why don't you keep going? Why do you just stop it on Paul Morrissey?
I'm Paul Morrissey, and I'll be at Come to Papa Live tonight, 8 p.m. ComedySeller.com for
You've
tickets.
fallen back into Chris talk now. Yeah, you even said that if someone says their name It
Yes.
means they're not doing a good impression.
I'm
Obama. You know what I mean?
you're like, yeah.
You should never have to tell people who
Can't
you are.
be good.
Should be so recognizable.
Yeah, that's the old Schwarzenegger.
walking.
Yeah.
I'm all known.
It's me, the Terminator.
He doesn't say this.
I remember when every fucking buddy did a Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, isn't that weird? That was like the most popular impression.
And then after that, everyone did a Christopher Walken.
Well, the Jack Nicholson was a big one, I think, because it wasn't just a voice; it was also making your face look like him,
Right.
and everyone would
And
try
people
to
would pull their hair back,
right?
too.
And they
Big
would
transformation.
Yeah.
Glasses.
Hey, I'm in The Shining. Okay, we got it. Yeah, we got it. And they would turn around. Yeah, they would turn around, pull their hair back, and look at the audience. Like that. and the place, not to make fun of audiences, but they're stupid as shit. Everyone would go crazy.
He's doing it. That's like he's here.
It was a little like that Andy Kaufman when he did the Elvis thing. He would take like 5 minutes to change into it, and he looked nothing like him, but everyone would still like go bananas.
Everyone was glad that he was no longer Laka. Vito, can you do one impression?
All right. I'm struggling not to say the name of the guy while I do it.
You can say it.
Just say the name.
So Seth Rogen, his voice is just always going up like this.
Oh
and
my
then
God, that's nothing like
It's like Monster Man.
Fuck you,
And then,
Chris.
instead of saying,
You do a fucking impression.
You, Chris.
first of all, we're going too far. We came in too hot with that.
He's mean.
Come on,
But
we're
you,
having
instead
fun
of
with these
even like being
impressions.
him, you were like this. Seth Rogen's voice is always going up like this. That doesn't even make sense.
Can you at least try his laugh? Because I think that's his more signature thing. No, yeah, you
That's
don't
all
have
Chris's
it.
cough.
Yeah, Chris has the cough and Vito has the breathing.
Oh God!
You ever see
Get a lot
there was
of
a
complaints about
Periscope
that.
thing. It was. I think he wasn't sure he was recording yet, and it was almost like he was trying to do a Darth Vader impression and just do the.
You're too young to do that.
I just went to the doctor last week and found out I have asthma.
He's ripping me off.
Oh, is that what it is? I feel
Yeah, I
bad.
just got the inhaler.
Why would you fucking bury the lead there? You could have told us week now. Where's your inhaler?
It's in my backpack.
You need it with you.
Yeah, I want to see you inhale a little bit.
Yeah, hit it.
Yeah, we can send you to summer camp with all those kids.
I
and-
was always so jealous of kids with inhalers. I was so jealous of it. And then when I was a kid, I had the kind of like a nasal respiratory, like I don't know, I was sick with something, and they're like, "Well," the doctor said, "Well, what we can do is get you an inhaler for just like a limited time." And I was like, "Yes, finally!" And then I saw it was like it goes up your nose, and you have to like breathe it up your nose. And I was like, "That isn't cold. That's not what they have." I thought like the
What do they have? They put it in their mouth?
yeah, that's in your mouth.
Yeah, it's from the Goonies. Remember, Sean Astin had the.
I know. I
If
always
it's
thought it
good
was-
enough for Goonies.
It's good enough for me.
Why would he keep his inhaler so far away if he's having an asthma attack?
I don't know.
He's definitely not going to be able to run that far.
I know.
No.
you look down the hall and he's just laying on the ground.
He needs the
Take a
medic
fucking
alert
fish
thing.
out of water.
No, who finds out they have this asthma this late in life?
You're right.
And then this is a person who just a break ago he's saying, "I'm an adult."
I feel like I like just diagnosed it too.
Yeah.
I just said I saw in there you're breathing. Oh, I have asthma.
Here, come in here and do it.
Do it
Go,
cool.
go over that mic and use your asthma gun.
Take a nice big hit off it.
I used to also take hits off of other kids because I thought it was so cool.
Because
Can we do the breath before it?
Yeah. Do your breath.
He's still like a foot away from the microphone. You can hear it.
That.
I don't like it.
You have to breathe out apparently before you breathe in, but like you have to get all the air out. And now I feel good.
Did
You
you feel
felt
like
good
you
before it, though.
No, I feel great now. Now breathing
Is that a
fine.
whip it?
Sounds
No.
terrible.
It's great. You want to see it?
Yeah, I see it. But does it still taste so like all metally?
No,
It
no.
was very metallic tasting when I was a kid.
His smells like garlic.
And it has a counter on it, so it's
I
pretty
feel like
cool.
he's out of shape just from that. Like that.
I know. He's blowing up from that. Now, you should get asthma as a child, not as an adult.
I didn't really go to the doctors as a child, so I get
What else you got? Measles? You fucking big baby?
You got pox?
no.
Diaper rash?
No, I have asthma and I have a chronic bronchitis.
Cradle cap?
That might be what you have, Chris.
She didn't call it bronchitis. She only brought up pneumonia.
So chronic
they're very
bronchitis
fucking
is
close.
what exactly?
Every year I'll get bronchitis for a few weeks.
Did you get it this year?
Yeah.
That's why we don't let you in the fucking studio. We're sick because we don't want to have chronic bronchitis.
It's not contagious, so that's the good news.
Everything's contagious, dude.
So I'm going to get
All
out
right?
of here. I don't want to fuck you
I
guys
don't even like to be around a guy who can't spell. I'll figure I'll end up catching that.
I'll be in quarantine.
And he just offered you the inhaler?
I know.
After saying
Same
that?
inhaler.
And then he's trying to tell me it's chronic bronchitis. I got bronchitis.
Good thing
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I want the Bo Jackson balls protected. That's why.
That Bo Jackson ball is nice underneath the glass. But what if you want to throw it around with your friends? You're stuck with that?
I don't know. Unless you want to sell it on eBay. I think this is a keeper though. This goes up with all the other trophies. You know,
Chris, is there an eBay price on this if you were to sell it?
I think it's around a $300 to $400 value.
Ooh,
depending on
nice.
the bid.
Now we play the game that we play every year during Super Bowl on Twitter, and that's the bonsai game, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching the Super Bowl, the second there's an interception, the first interception tonight, you type in, is it hashtag bonsai?
Hashtag bonsai at Bennington Show.
And you win this year, signed, and it looks like you could be a Hall of Famer this year, T.O. Terrell Owens. So that's a good one.
That's a great one.
To be honest, it's no Bo Jackson. I consider Bo Jackson the greatest athlete I've ever seen in my life.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's like of anyone to have. That's like a really cool.
Did you ever
one
see
to have.
the 30 for 30 Bo Jackson
Yeah,
one?
amazing.
Gail's friend
directed it?
directed that.
Mike Bonfiglio. Yeah.
And then
That's so
it was like so much, he became kind of partners / employee of Judd Apatow.
Yeah, so now they work
he does
together
a lot.
on projects,
every
yeah.
time you see Judd doing these things, they're working together, all because he pulled off the Bo Jackson. And I don't even think he was a sports guy, was he?
No, he was not a sports guy at all. It was really great because I went to when they did the premiere, but they they did it in a theater, and so
Bo
there was
Jackson
a Q.
came?
No, but there was a Q&A afterwards, or maybe this was for the Doc and Daryl one. But either way, every time people have a lot of sports questions, he's like, "This is gonna be specific to me as a director because I'm not a sports guy."
Isn't that crazy?
So, but then because he did such a great job with the Bo Jackson one, that's how he got Doc and Daryl, and
Was that the one he did with Apatow, Doc and Daryl? And then they're doing one on that band and
the Abbott brothers.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things. So Bo, I don't even know I wouldn't say he was even the greatest football player in my lifetime, but he was actually the greatest athlete.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is the sad thing about the baseball one was that owner just flew him down on his private jet,
Mm-hmm.
and when he's at practice for college, is he still playing baseball? They just said, "Oh yeah, you can't play anymore."
Yeah,
I was like, "Why is it up to why aren't you guys keeping away these creepy rich guys from doing? Why is it up to the kid?"
That was Hugh Culverhouse from Tampa, and he said, he goes, you fucked me over by bringing me in too early. Now I can't play my last season of college baseball. Do not fucking draft me." And Culverhouse drafted him anyway, and he just wouldn't play football. He fucking went and played baseball.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. There was a thing where Hugh Culverhouse had said to somebody when they came down, it was like, "I know you've got a little thing for white girls, but you definitely want to stay out of trouble in Tampa."
Oh my God.
And this is the 80s.
Yeah.
The 80s. And that dude is like, "I don't see myself fucking playing for you, man. I can't be around the old South when it doesn't even exist anywhere outside this office." Put up a picture of him. He looks exactly like you would expect a guy who would say something that stupid. Look at him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he used to wear a dumb orange jacket to the fucking games. Look at him.
Oh God. You don't want to wear a jacket that is the same color as your face. It's never a good look.
Yeah, and that's a nose they don't make anymore. That's like a 30s, 20s.
What was with that nose? I guess, like, I know that they used to say, like, the alcoholic nose. What was that?
Well, it looks like a heel. It looked like there's a fucking heel coming out. I don't know if he was a big drinker or anything, but you can get where your nose kind of, I forget, it's got
It's like something blossom.
Yeah, gin blossom.
Yeah.
They call it, because it'll start to break the veins in there.
Yeah.
And the nose itself swells
But you
from
don't
how
see
much
that as much anymore, do you?
I don't think there's the impurities in the alcohol that there used to
yeah,
be.
that's probably what
I
it
think
is.
it's a big difference. Because that's the W.C. Fields look.
Yeah.
And he always looked like he had a red balloon taped to his fucking face.
Yeah, that's the operation game. That guy.
I don't know what the fuck he's carrying around with him. The 80s was just a ridiculous time. Literally the worst dressed people on the planet.
Not good.
It's only pastels.
Yeah, it's just fucking hideous. I guess everyone thought they were looking like Miami Vice.
Is everyone just fucked up? They thought these.
Oh yeah, everybody was whacked in the 80s. Everybody was whacked the fuck out.
I feel like that never left Miami. I still feel like when I go down there, it's still like the coral blue, bright orange, yellow cars.
Well, this is Pink Moons. But this is the thing. When they did Miami Vice, Miami was like in really shitty shape then. It wasn't hip. And they were like doing those hotels and then pulling up, the car. They would redo a hotel, then pull up that car. But they would stay in tight because you couldn't go to a lot of places.
Oh, right.
Because it was really a lot of old Jews down there. And then that show came on and people started to move there. Like, hey, man, I like to do cocaine. Let's go to fucking Miami.
Sounds fun.
But there used to be machine gun fights in Miami because they were like fucking Colombians doing shit.
Right.
There's a doc called Cocaine Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
great.
It's just fucking madhouse. And they had so much money and they couldn't put it in the banks. They would buy a house and just load the money into that house and go, we'll try to figure out what to do with it later. But that could be a good place to keep the money inside that house.
Oh my God.
And it would just be packed with cash. A home packed with cash.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, there's two of those, right? And then did you ever see the one about the guys
woman?
on the other side?
No.
There was a weed guy on the other side that would go through the Everglades. There's like one town in the Everglades, and every person in the whole town was in on it.
It was Everglades City, I think.
It's Everglades, yeah.
Because only a couple families lived there.
Right.
And that was it. And it's not a small place, but it's so inbred. There was like 3 or 4 families, and they were all bringing dope in.
Yeah, they're all in on it, and then just spread it out. And even if the cops chased them, they just knew every maze part of the Everglades, and they'd never get caught. So they were just chasing them for years and years and
But
years.
could you imagine, like, even being in a chase in the Everglades in the middle of the night? I mean, the Everglades are scary enough in the daytime.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine that.
And then when you flash a light, you just see eyeballs popping up.
Yeah.
All over in the glades at night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys
All
down
the
there, they
creatures.
used to go by because there would be these little alligators that would come up to the light and you would grab them and pull them in the boat. And that was like the fun thing to do.
Baby alligators.
Yeah, you'd just be whacked the fuck out grabbing baby alligators. Yeah, when you get down in the glades, man, you can get into that 20 feet and be like, oh, fuck, I got to get out of here. It's scary
Yeah.
as shit. Like 20 feet from a highway. Oh, fuck, turn around. What if we break down? You're always thinking that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Even on the highway, if I ran, I can't even think about if I was in a boat and ran out of gas or something happened.
But when you were going through Alligator Alley, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no lights down there either, right?
No,
like, I don't think it's
fucking dark.
lit. Yeah.
No. Some places they like run almost like a boardwalk out so you can walk around on it, So there's just these things of like, it's almost like a dock and you just walk like a couple miles.
Yeah.
But to get out in there, you need one of those fucking boats. One of those
airboats, yeah.
I wouldn't want to be out there at night.
No way. It's a really weird scene. Everglades are a really, really weird scene.
Dude, you guys got to see this cocaine dealing movie that Tom Cruise is in. And it's based on a fucking true story about Barry Seal. And he would fly these fucking planes down there fucking pick it up, come back over to Louisiana and dump it down in Louisiana. Guys would grab it. You're just like, man, you gotta be a madman.
Yeah.
Just to drive into fucking fly into Colombia and get out like, hey, easy everybody, don't shoot me. I got some money. And they're like, what are you up to, man? It's got to be like having sex with your girlfriend, right? Has she ever put a gun up to your head then while you were doing it?
She's not put a gun up to my head, no.
Asked you if you were FBI, whether you were an informant.
Wearing a wire.
Her whole family deals drugs?
There's no drug dealing. There's no drug dealing. Everyone's on the up and up.
Yeah, you don't put that on Periscope. Come on.
Why don't you fucking do that on Periscope?
No, I'm not going to do that on Periscope.
Show some of your drug trade stuff. Just show your scales and how to weigh things.
This is digital, and this one isn't. Paul Morrissey's in studio. Come to Papa Live is happening tonight at the Village Underground at 8 p.m. featuring Tom Papa and Paul Morrissey, Dan Soder, Dan Natterman, Dave Hill, Rich Voss, Nikki Glazer. ComedyCellar.com for tickets.
And what are all these guys going to be doing?
See, that sounds more relaxed to me.
I know, it does. He's chill.
Yeah, we did something to him.
Are you guys doing any sketches tonight?
Yeah, we'll do a couple sketches, a lot of
Who's going to be in
stand-up.
it? Natterman? Natterman do sketches?
It depends. Usually if a guy will do like one sketch, we'll put everybody in one.
Natterman is in the new of Crashing, and he's like really mean to Pete. I don't want that guy coming. It was really fucking funny to me. Just to watch him bully Pete around. I think we're already 2 episodes into the season. These seasons are like 8 episodes anymore.
Yeah.
I saw the first 6.
Yeah, every good show is like 6. Did you see that Mike Judge, the Tales from the Tour Bus thing?
Yeah, I saw 1 episode.
Oh, you didn't like that? Oh,
I can't follow a cartoon. I feel like a fucking child.
Really? That was like my favorite new show. I feel like that's like a new format that everyone's copying now, like making every true story like animated and have the real people do it.
Because now you don't have to act. You could just sit there and a fucking thing. It's cheaper. What all bands did they do?
They did Johnny Paycheck, George Jones, I'm blanking on Tammy Wynette.
Why is it all country people?
Because Mike Judge is like a rap, like he's like, they make a big deal about like Snoop Dogg murdering people, but it's like that was all made up. Like the country guys actually did shoot, Jerry Lee Lewis shot his bass player.
Yeah. Well, they called him the killer because he actually killed people. And he would have a wife come up dead every once in a while.
But the Johnny Paycheck one, he's like on the CB radio asking for cocaine, like in the next rest area.
I'm telling you, I saw the craziest fucking documentary, and I always thought these guys were pussies. Chicago.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
They're fucking wild men.
Yeah.
Really?
Wild men.
Well, the one guy did accidentally shoot himself.
Why, he was all coked up, cleaning his gun while he was coked up.
I didn't know that was their
They had a
scene.
phone booth on the fucking stage so they could go in one at a time and do coke. Color my world. They're just fucking whacked the fuck out.
Yeah. That's why they all took turns soloing, so they could each take turns going in the back. But even the Peter Cetera thing, he got punched in the face. He got in a fight at a Dodger game and broke his jaw, and his jaw was wired shut, and that's why he sings the way he sings now.
Is that right?
Because he couldn't move his jaw.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? So everything is like, he doesn't move his lips or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be a guy that gets beat up at a baseball game, you gotta have a few beers in you.
Yeah, of course. And could you imagine? I went to a game, I beat up Peter Cetera. That's you might as well have beaten up a woman.
I got tickets to see them tomorrow, you dick.
But that's the fucking weird thing about the 70s. Like, he was the pussiest band that you had. And they were fucking whacked out. Even the Carpenters, her brother was just fucking quaaluded through the whole 70s.
Oh, really?
He just stayed. A lot of those songs were supposed to be a lot faster. And he was just fucking barely playing.
Just nodding off.
Yeah. He had a fucking case of the nods from 71 to 83. He'd never been awake more than an hour and a half at any given time. Now, do we even have bands that you think, oh, those guys are doing a lot of drugs? Is there an Aerosmith today?
You know who does a lot of drugs and music is rappers. Like rappers now are just drinking like promethazine and eating Xanax. That's like partying for the youngsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can't think of any band that's like the party band that gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get in shape now. Even like Guns N' Roses did a 3-hour show.
Yeah,
and
we
they
saw
were.
it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where was he? Has a little tent back there too, right? Did you see that?
Yeah, but we saw him at the Apollo Theater.
Okay.
And it was like seeing a play. I mean, it was excellent, and they are in great shape. But I saw them in the 80s when they were,
Oh yeah,
fucking
so
crazy.
What was the difference then? Or
The
what?
difference was they play better now, but back then anything could happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there was an excitement to I'm at a crazy rock and roll show.
But like the thing is that like that's crazy. Axel's working his ass off. Like working his ass off. Like not, fucking around with it or taking it lightly. Like
doesn't talk to the audience even.
Yeah, just like and going the whole time.
But
Like,
I remember when he
his
would-
energy level is just like here for like 3 hours. It's nuts.
But he used to like stop a song, tell somebody to put their camera away, and then do a 19-minute rap about why the people in the band are fucking each other over. And, you know what I mean? Like there was people would boo and shit, but you're like, I can't. Is there something in between where I can feel connected? It's like how like there's a comics that just do their material, and you see them looking over the audience's head.
Yeah,
they're not connecting. That's how I kind of feel about Guns N'
Weird. I
Roses.
just recently started to lock into that. Is like noticing when comics, their eye line just hovers above everyone's head.
Yeah.
And I just recently I've started to notice certain comics do that where like I realize, oh, you're not really looking, you're like doing as though you're looking at the audience.
Yeah.
But you're
or
kind of just
or you're thinking about something that you should have said or the next thing. Sometimes,
Things that come up 2 or 3 fucking bits from now. Like, am I going to do that thing? I don't know. Why would I fucking do it in front of this crowd?
But what do you think that is with Guns? There's something in them where they're trying to prove. Because I went to the show, they started 15 minutes early. They're just trying to like redo everything from
Well,
the past.
here's what's happened. They are now more or less employees of Live Nation. So they've signed a contract that you guys are going to get tons of money if you follow this contract. And that's what they're doing. But I know even when they were here, it was like, hey, can we interview the band? Or no, I don't want to do any of that. They just want to go out and play professionally.
Yeah.
That's it. Here are the songs that you fell in love with a long time ago. Boom.
But it's way more. It's like if you play 18 songs in Hartford, Connecticut, those people would go home happy, but they're playing
You're right.
35.
Yeah.
So
now, when we saw them at the Apollo, tiny place, and they did the same arena show that we would have seen anywhere, and I felt like he was, looking above our heads, some imaginary arena.
Yeah,
it was cool, but it wasn't the same as connecting with the performer.
Yeah.
And that's when music or comedy or theater is at its best, where you're like, this moment is unique.
right.
You know what I mean?
If I wouldn't have been here and I would have come a different night, or if
It would have been totally different. It would have been a totally different scene. And not just you, but if everybody in that room and the band, and sometimes you can see it in a band where they're like, fuck yeah,
yeah.
Is it fucking great? But, I don't know whether we get to those moments.
it's either the beginning or the end of the tour.
Right.
Maybe first show or last show, you might get that.
Yeah.
But you don't get like the Shane McGowan falling off the stage.
Right.
And doing the next night in a
Yeah.
wheelchair or something.
Yeah, right. And that's
I
the
saw
thing.
him when he was
you
like during
did
the
see
time
him?
that he
Yeah.
was in a wheelchair.
But that's the thing. Like, you're like, oh, he's too fucked up tonight. But at least that's unique,
Yeah.
to that night. I don't know if anyone does anything that isn't. Well, we were talking to some writer not too long ago about that, where he says, don't you think it's great that comics have gotten more professional? I go, kind of, you know what I mean? But at the same time, Kinnison was a very unique night to see that dude.
Right.
And I saw him, when he staggered out, and his opening line was, I'm so glad that I'm not an airline pilot. And that was really funny, and was probably the funniest thing that he did all night.
Right.
Because he was just saying, I'm too fucked up. Or maybe he said air traffic controller. I think he might have said that. But, you just saw him bobbing and stuff, and you're like, well, at least this is, And I remember thinking, you've got 23 hours a day that you can be as high as you want to.
Right.
This is the 1 hour I'd like you to keep it together.
This is when you should be chill.
But I also don't like an overly professional show. I didn't
Right.
go to a play. I went to a comedy show.
Right.
Well, I think the way that the new way to do that is people go out together. They'll do it wasn't Chris Rock and Chappelle doing shows together.
Right.
One of the best shows I saw was like the Dave Grohl birthday party. And they just brought a different person up for like 2 songs, and it was David Lee Roth. And
I love
Lemmy,
that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
that kind of stuff is great.
Ringo Starr has done tours like that forever, where he'll everybody's in the band, right? But you do your 2 songs from either your solo career or your band. So if you're seeing Joe Walsh, he'll do fucking Rocky Mountain Way and Life's Been Good, but then he's playing guitar when Keith Emerson was singing, and you're like, this is kind of the old Motown things,
Yeah, that's
where the
cool.
band would stay the same, and the groups, the singing groups would come out, and I much prefer that than sing an hour and a half of. I'm just going to say it, AC/DC. I'll go crazy for 2 or 3 AC/DC songs, but by the time I'm in my 11th, I feel like I've just heard the same song 11 times.
But they always do bring like a tank on stage. Like that's the one band that it's impossible. They're literally firing cannons at the end of the show. You can't follow that.
Yeah. No. There's a giant bell out there. They're just
Blew
fucking
up
nuts.
the arena. That's the only thing you can
But
do.
most, but you know what? I really do, even with stand up, I think the shorter sets are better.
Yeah.
You can do an hour, you can probably do 2 hours. But you know that you probably have 15 minutes that's above the other 45 minutes, no matter who you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, in Chappelle, those specials are great, but, a lot of those times he's just kind of sitting on the stool at the Comedy Store for a couple hours, just talking to people, building up to that.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, even for me, like to do the Letterman sets or stuff like that, like that 5 minutes, some people hate it, but to me, that's like kind of like a challenge or,
Well, that's like writing a hit record.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a hit record is different than an album. You know what I mean? And an album can be consistently good, but it's probably not as fucking cool as one hot hit record.
Well, what I think is cool about a late night set, and maybe like you saying you enjoy doing it, is kind of how we've talked about the 5 obstructions, that thing where it's like you are given a certain amount of rules.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be clean material. It has to be 5 minutes long, can't go over, can't be under, exactly what you're doing. And the kind of audience you're dealing with and the kind of material it would work for you. And then that could push you to your creative limits.
Right.
Where if you just said, okay, an hour, what can I talk about in an hour? And you can do whatever you want, it becomes too overwhelming for creativity.
Podcasting is the perfect way of looking at that. You know what I mean? Like podcasting, you go in and you hang out with your friends. The first time you hear somebody, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And after a couple of them, you're like, okay, you guys don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't give a shit about
But
this.
it is interesting when somebody has a very specific thing that they're like, we're just going to nail
now
this
you have
one
to
thing.
tell your first sex story.
Right.
And then everybody has to think of that before they get there.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, the surroundings too. Like the one of the cooler ones, me and Ari Shafir did the podcast from the outfield during a Yankee game.
Right.
And we just talked about baseball, talked about what was going on, and it kind of focused you.
What did the people around you do, though?
It was funny. There was a couple people that recognized him.
Yeah.
So it was just like between the hey, you're the amazing racist, or something like random things. You'd have to like react to all these people, and we just kept it in the show. It was fun.
I've been watching crowds pop heavier and heavier for Ari since those specials. Like, there's nights that you bring him out and the crowd pops, like you said, Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
That's awesome.
And it doesn't happen with Netflix immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a couple people who know when it comes out, but it's been like months. And then the last time I saw Ari, the people were there just to see Ari. You know what I mean? And they were like, I was fucking cracking up. I'm looking at him like, huh?
Pretty cool.
Nice, right? Chris, you keep putting your hand up at me. Why is that?
Oh, we're almost out of time.
I don't think so. I think we've got all the time in the world. Now, do we leave this Bo Jackson ball here? I mean, he doesn't want to get on an airplane, does he?
I could ship it out.
Don't I get first class on the way back if I have this?
You probably should.
This is my ticket.
You can take that to Bo Jackson's house and tell him that you're his son.
Hey, isn't this your ball?
Fuck, I've been looking for that.
By the way, here I buried a lead. I was at the Letterman Jay-Z taping last week.
Really? How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah?
So awesome. And yeah, that's what made me think of that show that you're talking, like you have no idea what it's going to be. Is Dave going for the laugh?
Yeah.
Is he going for... So it was like kind of all over the place. It was great.
Can't picture him having any interest in Jay-Z.
Also directed by Mike Bonfiglio.
Same guy.
Yes, he's directing that as well.
One of the best things was Judd Apatow was just there to like watch, but everyone was kind of waiting so long. Like everyone knew Judd was there because he's like in the fourth row. And one of the guys, Dave, came out and it was really funny. And he was like, "Anybody know who I'm interviewing today?" And a guy yells, "Judd Apatow," because everyone knows he's there. He's like, "Do you honestly think I'm coming out of retirement and wearing a suit to interview Judd Apatow?"
Where'd they do it at?
They did it at this really cool, I think it was a black cultural arts center. And the guy
it's on
that
the west side.
Yeah.
Oh, they do the same place all the time?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that they named this thing after, he was like the guy who got, so women couldn't even get a mortgage or a loan if a man didn't co-sign with them. And I guess this was the guy who made it legal for women to get their own loans. And the guy was alive. And
he's still there. Like, hey, it was my idea.
Dave's like, usually when you're in somebody's theater, the person's dead for years. He's like, this guy's actually alive. He gets to hang out here. So
that's very, very cool. All right, Chris, plug, and then we got to go.
Paul Morrissey has been in studio. Come to Papa Live. It's happening tonight at the Village Underground at 8 p.m. featuring Tom Papa, Paul Morrissey, Dan Soder, Dan Natterman, Dave Hill, Rich Voss, and Nikki Glazer. Go to ComedyCellar.com for tickets. And Paul's special, A Real Humdinger, is streaming soon. Go to PaulHasAWebsite.com for details.
Always good to see you, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me. Great to see you guys. And thanks for the prize.
Well, you won it. I mean, you won it fair and square, but glad you finally got around to
thanks to the Cleveland Browns. All I did is just go against the Browns every week. That
Very smart strategy. Although they play games twice with everyone in their division. You have to go outside the division. All right, that's it for us. See you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!